What's up? What's going on, people? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. Was good. I'm gonna do a real quick live joint. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here, because I've been working all day like crazy. First and foremost, remember, guys, get How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day, the ebook, hard copy, or the audiobook. Make sure you guys get this. Go to mrlocario.com or click the link below so we can get this popping. All right. So, today I'm going to be talking about, people talking about leagues and, this girl's out of my league, all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes always on that bullshit. Talking about, oh, this girl's out of my league, this girl's out of my league. I'm like, come on, stop. What up, JJ Smith? Frankie O, what's going on? So, what is this shit with the, she's out of my league shit, right? What you gotta understand is there is no leagues. Okay? Franco, what up? Elliot, what up? What's going on? Breeze J, what's good? JJ Smith, you said, is it okay to holler at ugly chicks for practice? Yeah, if you practice and holler at everybody. You understand? 10 p.m. was good. Todd Moss was good. DJ, DFJR, Quasar, Jason was good. Sun Dipped in Black was good. So I want to talk about this whole leagues thing for a second. Because dudes always say this shit about, this girl's out of my league, this girl's out of my league. Now, what the fuck does that even mean? What up, Randolph? What does that even mean? She's out of my league. See, when people say that, when a guy says this girl's out of my league, he's basically saying that, he feels like he can't get her. She's too hot. You understand? So, what does that even mean, though? Like, what does this girl have, or what is she doing that makes her out of your league? Why do you feel like you can't get her? See, a lot of times it's, this is basically showing how insecure you are. This is basically showing how you feel about yourself. Because think about it. You think that you have nothing to offer in this situation. You think because a girl is hot, and this is the problem with a lot of dudes. This is really the problem with a lot of dudes. Guys think that, and this is how stupid all this shit is, guys think that hot chicks think the same. Or that they go through the same things. Or that they live the same exact lives. So they're like, if a girl's hot, she's only going to want this, that, or be into certain things. But first of all, like I've said before, what's hot is subjective. You might see a chick and think she's the hottest shit ever. I might think she looks terrible. And I might see a chick who I think is hot, and you might think she's terrible. So, which one is hot and which one is not? Which one is right, which one is wrong? You understand? So that's one thing. But let's just, objectively say, okay, this girl right here is hot. So fucking what? So because she's hot, you're trying to say that you can't get her? Why can't you get her? What's so special about that hot girl that you can't get her? Why? Because other guys is trying to holler at her? So what? Who cares? So, just because other guys are trying to holler at her, does that mean that you can't get her? See, you keep forgetting that you're a motherfucking individual. Right? And see, if you work on yourself, you step up your game, and you become the best version of who the fuck you are, and you step to any girl, right? There's going to be girls who are feeling you and girls who's not going to be feeling you. That's it. But you don't know who the fuck these girls are going to be. So there is no leagues. There's only chicks that's feeling you and chicks who's not feeling you. Period. And you're not going to know who's who until you go out there and you talk. It's that simple. That simple. Let me see who we got up on here. What's poppin'? Who's this?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Locario?
What up? What's going on? Who's this?
Oh, sorry, man. My name is Roger, man. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. How you doing?
Roger, what's going on, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. First of all, I just want to say I'm a big fan of your work, man.
Appreciate it,
man.
man.
Helped me out to some degree, but, you know, I feel it's best to ask the guy in person.
Yeah,
hopefully that'll give me some more work, you know, bro. I mean,
you.
as far as what you said about confidence, that definitely helped me out in a few areas. I definitely learned that, you know, you definitely got to trust yourself. You got to be yourself. Either girl can either take that or leave it. That helped me out to some degree, bro.
Right.
But here's my question, bro. There is those 12s out there.
You said
you
this.
Know, confidence helped me out to some degree, but how do you get those 12s?
You said those 12s?
So, you know, yeah, that's what I call them, 12. I mean, confidence helped me get 8 to 9.
Right.
So, you know, but every guy does want, like, the hottest chick in the club, for example, or the hottest chick that's out there, though. I mean, I'm just being realistic. Every guy wants that.
Right. Well,
you know,
first of all, well, see, that's the thing. You calling them 12s is the issue. See, this is what I want guys to understand. Like, a lot of times, how you're perceiving this chick, you understand what I'm saying, makes you act in certain ways that makes it hard for you to get her. You see what I'm saying? Because since you're seeing her as this high chick, this you know, you're sort of pedestal, you know, putting her on that pedestal. You are making her bigger than what she is, and that's the thing that, you know, makes it hard for you to get her. Because you got to understand, this is the thing you got to understand about the whole dynamics of the situation. You have to understand what the person is, you know, going through, and then be able to understand how to interact with that person in a way where that person's going to have a different experience with you. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, like for example, give you a quick example. I remember I met this chick who's a celebrity. I'm not going to say who it is because, you know, we was flirting a little bit or whatever. But when I was talking to her, I didn't come up to her as a fan. I just started talking to her like she was a regular chick. You see what I'm saying? Because I was outside of it's like a performance spot. I'm chilling there and I'm on the phone with my friend. As soon as I hung up the phone, shorty came out. She was standing next to me smoking a cigarette. So I knew who she was, but I just turned to her and I said, "Yo, what's up? How's your day going? Whatever." Just talking to her real regular. You feel what I'm saying? So since I wasn't like, say that again.
She didn't like blow you off or none of that, bro?
Nah, we were just having a conversation. But see, the thing was, what made her, you know, relax and have a conversation with me was because I wasn't all up on her like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it's you, blah, 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 blah." You know, I wasn't like acting like a fan. So if I was acting like a fan, she would be responding to me the same way she would respond to a fan. You understand? So since I didn't act like a fan, I'm talking. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking to her like a regular person. Therefore, she's having an experience that she usually doesn't have most times when she's out in public. You see what I'm saying? So the same thing happens for the hot girl, the girl that everybody thinks is hot. Most guys are gonna come up to her treating her like the hot girl. So when you're talking to the hot girl, you don't treat her like the hot girl. You see what I'm saying? That's all you really gotta do.
So it's like, so what you're saying is like treat her like the rest or something?
Yeah, pretty much. You just treat her like anybody else. And so, but the thing is that with the girl who's hot, and this is not even just for hot girls, but just in general, the way that you want to get girls to really, you know, to make shit easier for you is that, and this is, you know, a little bit more advanced game, is that when you are talking to chicks just in general, you always want to get them in a situation where they're sort of like coming at you, chasing you. You want to flip the dynamic to where they are coming at you. You understand? So if you go up to that hot chick, right, and you're talking to her, you want to get her in conversations to where she is sort of like, you're sort of like asking her shit, to you sort of, you know, get her in a situation where she has to sort of prove herself to you. You understand? So you're not just going up to her and say, hey, miss, what's up? You know, hey, ma, you looking good, blah, blah, blah. You ain't really doing none of that shit, right? So when you go up to her and you're talking to her, you're actually asking her questions about herself, challenging her on what she's saying. You understand? You know, throwing in some things in there that's going to create some sort of friction so that there's actually like, you know, other things going on besides you fucking, you know, sniffing her ass. You see what I'm saying? It's more so you're just... Go, what you saying?
I think so. But here's the thing, though, bro. I mean, she gets hit on. This is the type of girl who probably gets hit on all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, this is like the Beyonce out of the group. So how do you like stand out?
But this is what I'm saying. When you let's say for example, right? Let's say you know, you got that hot chick over there. Most of the guys, 90% of the dudes, right? They're gonna come at her almost the same way. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They're gonna come at her like, yo, ma, what's up, blah blah blah. Let me get your number. Let me do this. Let me do that. Yo, you hot, blah, blah, blah. You know, all that other shit, right? So straight from that, she already has a fucking filter for that shit. Like, it's just automatic where she's just gonna like sort of push motherfuckers away just off the jump. You feel what I'm saying? So the thing is that if you come at her different, let's say for example, when you go up to her and talk to her and shit, you know, you say something off the wall like, you know, like, yo, what made you want to buy those shoes? Those look kind of weird. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just off, you understand? Like, so you're not really like coming up to her on the, oh, I'm sweating you, I think you're awesome. I'm asking you a question, and I'm questioning your decision making just in that one statement. You feel what I'm saying? So now if I'm talking about that, already, just off of that, I'm way different than all the other dudes who came up to her. You see what I'm saying? So now,
like you know, different shit or something.
Yeah, so you gotta be different when you coming up to these chicks, just in general, because the more different you are, the more you're gonna stand out. So like, if I told her like, yo, them shoes look kind of funny, like, what made you even want to buy something like that? You know, you look like you got good taste, but I don't know about them shoes, right? So now I'm kind of just sort of digging at her a little bit, playing at whatever. But I'm sort of the opposite of everybody who's praising her. Right now, I'm not praising her. I'm sort of like questioning her. You understand? So then, even if she's offended, even if she you know, let's say she's like, oh, well, why would you say that? And, you know, I like those shoes. That's why I bought them and blah, blah, blah. So now, we're already in a conversation. You see what I'm saying? Versus the guy who came up to her that's just like, hey, ma, you looking real good or whatever. It basically sounds the same, like the same shit she keeps getting. And so the thing is, you gotta understand something. When people get used to something, they're sort of like on autopilot. It's sort of like they take it for granted. It doesn't really resonate. It doesn't cut deep. So when you go up to a chick who you can tell everybody's sweating, if you say the same shit or if you come at her the same way, you're gonna get lumped in the same category as all the other guys. You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
So even like, go ahead. What you gonna say?
I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What you gonna say?
So let's say like if I'm out with my buddies and like we go to the club or whatnot though, because lately I've been going every weekend to like help step my game up or whatever. And like every time we go out, there's always that chick who's like the baddest one in the club, the finest one in the club. That's what everybody wants. So what you're saying? I mean, obviously she gonna get hit on and all that shit. So what you're saying is, you know, with like some difference. I think that's what you're saying.
Right.
With like some different shit or something.
Yeah, so basically some different shit. So what I'm saying is, when you coming up to the chick, right, and like even for example, if let's say a whole bunch of dudes walking up to her, hollering at her in a club and all this other shit, and you know they're sweating her and all of this other stuff. Now let's say you actually want to go and approach her. You understand? Like, you could go up to her and be like, yo, listen, I bet you I can guess how many dudes try to holler at you tonight. You feel what I'm saying? Now, that's just straight different than what, you see what I mean? So now I'm getting into a conversation with her. Now, what you got to understand is, anything you say to this girl, or any girls or whatever, you got to see the reaction to you. You see what I mean? Because this is the part that guys still don't understand, is that you still have to understand that you're a different guy. What makes you seem the same as everybody else, or what makes you blend in with everybody else, is when you come up to her like everybody else, when you interact with her like everybody else. So in order for her to see that difference, you have to display that difference from the jump. You see what I'm saying? So the first thing out your mouth needs to be something different. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. So the thing is, now that you say something different, then you see her reaction to what you're saying and what you're doing. Now, she's still reacting like, oh, well, I don't want to talk to you, whatever. Cool. You understand? But the thing is that you came at her differently, right? So that you were able to sort of, see if that connection could actually get there through the difference. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I think I get what you're saying.
Right. So,
like I said, your work's helped me out so far.
Right.
Maybe, so more than likely this will probably help out too. So just say there was some different shit. It's sure that I'm different.
Right. And the thing is too, I tell guys, you gotta be very observant of the situations that you're in, but also, guys, you have to sort of like understand your uniqueness. You understand? Like, so what I'm saying is that when you approach a girl, right, you're the only guy who is you. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say a chick, because this is what guys think. They think that, oh, this chick getting approached by 20 different dudes, so it's going to be hard for me to get at her, right? The thing is...
I think, yeah.
Right, but the thing is, you're not those 20 dudes. So the thing is, there could be something about you, just even off the approach, even before you say anything, where she might be interested in. Like, you might be her type physically. She might think you're attractive, right? Now, imagine she thinks you're attractive, but you come at her like every other dude. That's going to sort of like make everything sort of whack. But imagine she thinks you're attractive and you coming at her different. Now you stand out. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
you see what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So you gotta understand that. Look, these chicks who are bad, they also want to get a dude. They also want to fuck around. They also want to make shit happen, right? The problem is though is that these women, they're constantly getting hit on and constantly getting hollered at by dudes who don't really know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times they don't have anything to like go off of, because remember, women are mainly, they're mainly attracted to what they hear, and what they hear creates what they feel. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand, like, for us, we're visual. For women, women are auditory. Like, it's what they hear, and then that what they hear makes them feel a certain way. So what I'm saying is that the stuff you say to them, right, will create that shift to make her actually see you as someone different that she needs to pay attention to. You see what I'm saying? But see, that's not gonna happen if you don't, if you're looking at her as a 12 and you're looking at her as the shit, and you're like, oh well, I can't get her because all these other niggas trying to holler at her. You understand what I'm saying? Like, your whole energy and whole vibe has to be extremely different when you approaching these girls. You have to be able to stand out, because most of the guys, this is the thing, most of the guys who get, like, the guys who get the most girls there's only like, it's like the top 20% of dudes, you understand, that get the most chicks. And the reason why they get the most chicks is because they're at the top. They have what most women are looking for. And then you got the other 80% of the dudes that don't really got that, and those 80% are a large number of what these women come across. So the thing is, you want to come across as that top 20%. You see what I'm saying?
So it's like that guy they looking for. They rarely get it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Right. It's just like if you out in the street, let's say you have like a whole bunch of average chicks checking you out, and then you got out of the blue some really bad chick is looking you up and down. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, oh shit, like what's popping? Like, you gonna be excited that this girl's looking you up and down. So now, the same way where you're excited that the really hot girl is looking you up and down is the same way the girl gets excited when she's experiencing a guy who actually knows what he's talking about, who knows what he's doing. That's how she feels. She's like, finally, a dude who knows how to fucking talk to me. Finally, a guy who knows how to get me excited. You understand what I'm saying? But that's the thing that guys don't know how to do. And it comes with practice too, because the thing is, a lot of times it comes with you being observant, also you being quick, with what you say. You see what I mean? And knowing how to like interact with those type of chicks.
Oh, well, if that's the case, bro, if that's the case, then what I've learned work so far about confidence, could that work too then? Because that, like I said, that improved my game by a much larger amount.
You talking about, you said like with just being confident and stuff?
Yeah, could that work too then?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The confidence, see, that's the thing. The confidence is the foundation. You see what I'm saying? The confidence is the foundation, but you still also need to be able to know what to do technically in the situation. Because see, it's like this. You have the confidence. So the confidence is the thing that propels you to go up and approach the girl, right? Now you approach her, and now when you say what you say, that's like the technical aspect of it. Of this is what I'm saying in the situation. Now, let's say you say whatever you say, and let's say she looks at you funny or she gives you a smart ass remark, right? That confidence is the thing that's going to keep you still in the game. That's going to keep you from getting thrown off. That's going to keep you from feeling embarrassed. That's going to keep you from, not knowing what to say next. You understand what I'm saying? Because the confidence is the thing that keeps you stable. Because you feel good no matter what's happening in the situation, right? And also the confidence is the thing where she feels that energy. So, for example, if I go up to a girl, and even if I just went up to her and I said, some regular shit like, yo, what's good? How you doing or whatever. And if she like looks at me funny or she acts like she don't want to talk to me or whatever, right? If I'm not confident, I might feel a certain way. I might get angry. I might, feel all weird about it, right? But if I'm confident, what she does doesn't really affect me or move me really in any way. You understand? So if she just, looks at me all funny, I could just come back and say something else if I want to. Or I could bounce. You understand what I'm saying? Either way, I'm good. So let's say I stay there and I say something, and I'm just like, hey, I know that you kind of nervous right now talking to me because I'm fucking hot and shit. You never been with a hot dude like this, so what's good, right? So now I'm going back and forth with her, and usually, a chick with a sense of humor would laugh at this shit. So let's say she's laughing and shit, then we could get into a conversation like that. But that all came because I had the confidence, but also with the confidence, I had the technical aspect of knowing what to do. So it's confidence also built with the technique. It's just like if you go to the gym and you're trying to get fit and lose weight. It's not just about lifting weights and running on the treadmill. It's also lifting weights, running on the treadmill with a combination of eating right. You see what I'm saying? So it's the confidence with a combination of knowing what to do. You see what I'm saying? Because you see what I mean? So, because the thing is, if you're confident, right? Let's check it out. If you're confident, but you don't know how to, interact with girls, and you don't have like social skills, right? Your confidence will propel you to keep talking to girls, and you'll probably get a girl here and there. But if you're confident, plus you have the skill and the know-how to actually interact and talk with a chick, you're going to get more women and more women consistently. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, wow. That makes
right. So it's a combination of all of that shit. That's why, dude. That's why I'm be telling you guys. You guys got to go out there and put yourselves in the field. You got to go out there and practice. You got to go out there and talk. You got to go out there and go back and forth with the chicks, because what happens is that while you're being you're confident, but at the same time you still got to go out there in the field. So you get the practice of knowing how to build your social skills and knowing how to go back and forth and have that banter and keep going, making it happen. Because as you do it, the better you get, and then the more you hone your skills and the more women you get. You see what I'm saying? And then so that girl you think is a 12 is going to be easy for you to go up and approach her and talk to her and make the shit happen, because now while you're already confident, so you're going to just go up and do what you got to do, and then you have the technical skills to know how to interact with that girl. You understand? And you have the know-how to sort of read the environment and say, oh, I seen all these these dudes hollering at her all night, right? I'm gonna go up and approach her, and we go, I'm gonna do my thing and make it happen. You see what I'm saying? And so you know how to do it, when to do it, the right way to like come at her, all this other stuff to create a situation that's beneficial for you. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm starting to think this is like chess a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. Basically, is like kind of like that. It's like, see, a lot of dudes don't realize, you gotta be thinking a few steps ahead sometimes, because what it is that, and this is why I was saying from the beginning, coming at her different, because you have to look at or look at shit from a woman's perspective. You see what I'm saying? You got to look at shit from a woman's perspective. So if you see that girl and she's hot, and you notice all these dudes are sweating her, they looking at her, they coming up to her, they're saying something more, or you can even see in her face that she understands that, motherfuckers are sweating her. It's like, okay, I see what she's about. When I come at her, I'm gonna come at her this way. You feel what I'm saying? And so and the reason why I'm coming at her this way is because I'm trying to get her to respond to me this way. Because you say to yourself, if I do this, this most likely will happen. This is why I tell guys, when you go out to talk to women a lot, you're going to start to see patterns. So what you'll notice is that you're going to start to see the same 5 or 6 responses from women. Like, you go up to a girl, you'll get responses like, if she's sort of like rejecting you or brushing you off, she'll say shit. You're like, oh, I got a boyfriend. Or she might stand there and look at you funny and not say something. She might, act like she want to walk away, but still standing there. Like, there's all these different things that you'll see over and over and over again. So you say to yourself, okay, when I say something to a girl and she looks at me like she's nervous, or she looks at me like she don't know what to say next, then I come with this. If I talk to a girl and she comes and says, oh, I got a boyfriend, I come with this. When I talk and go to a girl and she responds to me this way, I come with that. Because you're going to see a lot of the same responses. You see what I'm saying? So, but all those responses you see only came from you putting yourself out there, because now you've seen it so many times. So for example, when chicks do certain things or respond to me certain ways, I already have a comeback for what they say. You see what I'm saying? I already have it. I already have a comeback for most of the shit that they're going to say. You see what I'm saying? So I almost know where the conversation's going to go, because I've heard it all already. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's the thing you got to,
Okay.
Right. But also too, understand that there's also, since conversations are unique, there's also going to be new shit that's going to come up at certain points. So you still got to be ready to respond quickly to those. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, there's going to be new shit?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is, you're going to have certain things that's going to be literally the same type of shit. So, for example, like, you'll be out at the bar or whatever, at the club, wherever, and you'll have a girl you're talking to whose friend is going to come and pull her away or some shit. That happens a lot. You see what I'm saying? Or you're going to be in a situation where you are, you're trying to talk to a girl or whatever, and, she's like, oh, I got to get back to my friends. They're over there, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So when you see that happening all the time, you say, okay, the next time I go out and a chick says, oh, I got to get back to my friends, what do I do? You understand what I'm saying? I'll do this. And then you see if it works, do that all the time. You see what I'm saying? If it works most of the time, do that when this happens. If you're talking to a girl, and just like how I said earlier, where I said if I go up to a girl and she looks at me funny, I say, hey, I know this is the first time you're talking to a dude as fly as me, so I'm going to give you a minute to compose yourself, whatever. That's my response for when the girl is looking all funny and acting all weird. You see what I mean? So I already got the response to when she does that. But what I'm saying is that there's going to be new things that'll occur, because each conversation you have with a woman is it's unique. So a girl might throw out something totally random that you never even expected. So you got to be like right on point. You feel what I'm saying? So the thing is, so the thing is, let's say for example you go up to a girl and you go up to her and you say, hey, what's up? How you doing? Right? And she says to you, why you want to know how I'm doing? Right? Now, what do you say to that? You see what I mean? So now that's something that you didn't expect, but how do you come back at that? You see what I mean? So you got to be quick.
Right. Like a learning thing or something.
Right. So what I'm saying is you got to go out there and talk a lot to women, because once you talk a lot, it's something that becomes a habit, and then you sort of build that muscle to just be able to talk. You understand what I'm saying? So for example, just like right now, like I do these live streams and shit, and you see how people can call up, ask a question, and I can just answer like that. It's not scripted. I don't have a fucking sheet here that has all the answers. It's just all back and forth. But this is based off of me doing this for years. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm talking to women, it's the same thing. I could just, go back and forth. She says something, I say something back. I go, do this and do that. And I can feel the energy, feel the vibe, and see, okay, should I keep talking? Should I leave? Should I do this? Should I do that? But all of this that I'm telling you only is going to, you're only going to get help with it based off of how much you put yourself out there to talk to women. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I encourage you to do that.
Well, like I said, man, your work's definitely been helping me out. I just recently started doing it. Definitely been going out with the guys.
Right.
For the last few months. I definitely learned slowly this kind of is a confidence thing. It's like you gotta be positive with yourself first. I see girls notice that.
Right. And also, don't be so hard on yourself, because a lot of dudes, they get so, the problem is guys are looking for the perfect thing to say. You understand what I'm saying? And so, what you can do is, and this is a little trick you can do, is that, when a girl responds to you a certain way, or you might get thrown off, or you feel like you have nothing to say, pause for a second. You see what I mean? So let's say you're talking to a girl and you say, hey, what's up, blah, 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 whatever, and she like looks at you funny, or she says something real weird or whatever, right? Instead of being reactive and stuttering and be like, oh, but don't, just pause for a second, just look at her, just be like, and just stare at her right in her eyes, just look at her. And then once you come up with something else, then you go ahead. But don't pause for like a minute, but pause for like, maybe 5-10 seconds, just look at her. Just look at her weird, and then come back with something else. So the thing is, it's about you being able to get used to doing things like that. You understand? And then the more that you talk to girls, the more that it's going to come back to you, it's going to come to you easier. You see what I'm saying?
You said just pause and just look at her for a second?
Yeah, just pause and look at her for a second. So let's say you're talking to a girl and you say, hey, what's up? How you doing tonight? Right? And she says to you, oh, why you care about how I'm doing tonight? Right? And then you're sort of thrown off. You just look at her. You're like, girl, you crazy. Anyway, so blah, blah, blah. You understand? Like, you just keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? You keep it going. So the thing is, but you want to get to yourself to the point where your responses come second nature. You understand? And this is why I say it's like you actually have to go out there and talk, because then it's going to become second nature. It's just like, when you watch a comedian and there's somebody in the audience heckling him, and then he can just go off the fly and just start dissing them and making funny jokes about that person. You see what I'm saying? That's because they've practiced so much comedy that they're able to just do that. It just comes second nature. They're not even, it's not, a thing that they need to, wait and say or whatever, or a thing that's going to be hard for them to say. They just go in and the jokes just start coming, and it should be funny because they've practiced the art of communicating in that humorous style. Same thing when you watch a rapper freestyling. That's all that is. The freestyle is the fact that they've been rhyming so much that they can rhyme words quickly just off the top, because they've trained themselves to keep rhyming words. They've been writing raps for years, so then for them to rhyme words instantaneously is nothing. You see what I mean? So the same thing when it comes to talking to women. You got to keep talking to women, because as you talk to more women, your skill of talking to women becomes easier to do. You see what I'm saying? So, right. You see what I mean? And so when you're talking to that girl who you think is a 12, it ain't going to be nothing to talk to her. You see what I'm saying? So, so it,
Well, appreciate the work, man. I'm glad you picked up the phone. I've been trying to call you for a minute.
Okay, I feel you, man. Yeah, it'd be hard to get in. A lot of people be calling, but yeah, I appreciate you calling in, bro. All right.
Yeah, no problem. I got you, man. Just like you said, treat them like they normal.
Right.
You know, definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
Try to pause when talking to, and try to make it second nature.
Right, and just practice. That's what I'm saying. It'll start to get easier, you know, the more that you practice. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Mr. Locario.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you. Peace.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right. Who else we got up on here? Yo, what's going on?
Yo, Locario, what's going on, man?
I'm chilling. Who's this?
Man, this I'm gonna call myself the 70+ women dude every time I call them.
Oh yeah, what's going on, bro? How you been?
I am good, man. You know, I caught you live again tonight. I'm over here sipping on this Paul my son, but I said, man, I gotta call you in while I got a great story to tell. I got a nice little testimonial. And I also got something I want to sell to the guys from a 5'6" dude's perspective, since some dudes be thinking about height and looks and all that other stuff.
Right.
So, first and foremost, man, people's talking about meeting these women and getting their numbers, and you was talking about a man coming across different to women.
Right.
Hey, man, how about a chick text me the other day, right? Because, again, like I said, I give out my number and my card and just verbally give out my number so much and keep it moving and don't even care, regardless whether they're 8 or below, whatever it is, right?
Right.
I'm just chilling. So I get a text message from a chick the other day, and I knew, you know, I gave my number to somebody in this particular spot, but I can't even remember who, because I'm like, I flirt with so many people in one location.
Right.
So I can't pinpoint who, and I can't even remember again because I passed you my number and I kept it moving.
Mm-hmm.
So she texted me. I actually had a nice little conversation with her last night, man. How about the chick is actually, I can tell she pretty much down to just get down. She's a real pretty chick, man. And she had a friend with her, and she said her friend was wondering, like, it threw her friend out because her friend was prettier than her. So I did it actually on purpose. Both of them pretty, but her other friend is prettier. I knew the prettier one was expecting guys to talk to her.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to throw her all the way off. I'm going to throw her all the way off her game. I'm going to holler at her friend who's pretty but not as pretty as her. And, you know, she was definitely receptive to it. I gave her my number, and I kept it moving and stuff like that, man. And she even brought that up. She said her friend was just like, it's funny, she said her friend wasn't totally interested in me,
right,
but just wanted to know why I didn't approach her. Like she's on my mind, a guy that she ain't even interested in. Like, I did it purposely. I got her thinking about it.
Exactly. Real shit. That's how you do it.
And her friend hit me up, and we talking good, and she talking about, you know, kicking it with me and stuff like that and everything, man. So, and another thing that she brought to my attention when I was talking to her, when she was talking about guys being different with women, again, like you were talking about these guys approaching them the same way, and, you know, they asking for numbers and, you know, trying too hard to fit in or whatever it is that they're doing. She said one thing that was just kind of different about me that stood out. For one, it was something very simple, too. The fact that I didn't ask her for her number, the fact that I approached her, I said a few words, introduced myself, and said, hey, here's my number. If you're interested, call me. And I got the fuck out of her face and kept it moving. I didn't care. I didn't stand there and say, call me right now. I didn't do none of that. I introduced myself, slid her my number, and got gone as if she, and forgot about it. And I told her last night, you know, I said, to be honest with you, the reason I'm calling, because I was really trying to verify who you was. I had forgotten you a few minutes after I walked away from you. And what she asked me was, and that threw her out, because she's a pretty girl. She's like, that's crazy. I'm not even used to a guy forgetting about me, because, again, she's used to dealing with beta males and stuff. So what she pretty much said to me was, she was just like, you must meet women on a regular basis. Now, this is what's going to go back to that telling the truth part. Now, I co-signed you on that telling the truth part. I told her, I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I said, you want the truth or you want to lie? She was like, the truth. I said, yes, I meet women every single solitary day of my life.
Right.
I told her that, and it's the truth. So you know, I let her know. I said, yes, I passed out my number plenty of times, but for different reasons. I said some for business and some for personal social gain.
Right.
I said, now you just got to decide which side of the fence you want to be on. I said, I tell you what, as a man, I'm gonna do. I said, I'm not even gonna wait for you to open up the book to the chapter. I'm gonna tell you what the chapter's got on the inside of them and let you decide if you want to be a part of the situation.
Right.
All this stuff I'm saying, and this is off the top, and this is how I really feel. I'm not treating her different because she's pretty. I'm not like, man, what should I say? Or no, I shouldn't say that. No, I gave her a choice whether she wanted to deal with me or not.
Right.
And again, I went out and gave a few women at work my number today because I work in a public place where a lot of people pass through. I gave them my number. And, you know, I had a very pretty chick. I gave her my number. She texted me her number or whatever it was. I ain't sweating none of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it comes. But you're going to get that rejection. And also what I want to say to some guys, this is what I learned from my experience. I looked at all of my rejections and crazy stuff I was dealing with. A lot of that stuff was me hollering at girls in the hood, too. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm not a hood dude. So
Right.
I'm not a Pookie or a Ray Ray. So I feel like it's certain dudes that's cut out for certain women. It's not that the women necessarily think you ugly, whatever the case may be. It's just y'all on two different pages.
Right. That's exactly real shit. Real shit.
If you're a normal like me, I'm a button-down shirt type of guy. You know, I like to wear cologne and stuff like that. Not that there's nothing nowhere near whack about that, but me approaching, let's say she can be a cute chick in the hood, a bone queasha or something like that.
Right.
That's not lame, but to her, she gonna view me as lame. Now,
Right.
if I don't have no game and I run up on her, I would look at her reacting to me in a funny way and be like, dang, man, something wrong with me. I'm dressed nice. Why ain't she receive me? She didn't receive me, not because something necessarily wrong with me. She's a different breed of female. Just like different men have different categories that we fit in.
Exactly. No, real
Different
shit.
women got
real shit. And you know what I want to point out too with that is that, and this is what I was saying earlier, when people be talking about like, oh, this girl's out my league and all this other stuff, it's not really any league, since people think a league, this league thing is like, oh well, she's super hot and she's this and she's that, and I can't ever reach to her level to get to her and blah blah and all that other goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, like you said, is that there's people who actually, like, you know, it's just this chick ain't right for you, that chick ain't right for you, or this chick is right for you, that chick, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that, you know, the hood chick, she's looking for probably a different type of dude than who you are. You feel what I'm saying? So
again,
right.
Yeah, exactly. And it becomes, it's a part of, like you said before, and I know this from experience, whatever they grew up around or whatever people are structured around or whatever they're learning. And some of us are like that to a degree as men. Like, if you'll see some dudes with, you know, ratchet women, but it's because a lot of times them be ratchet dudes too that you see some of these women with. So like, I be hating sometimes now that I've actually really been out there in the game a little bit. I hate when I hear dudes talk about, man, thugs get all the women.
Right.
And I'm like, no, thugs don't necessarily get all the women. They get all the women that are attracted to their kind. You have to stop and think that the earth,
Facts.
the earth got billions of women. Do you honestly think a chick that came from a nice household when she looked nice and got it together, like, let's be honest, like, some of them will, but for the most part, let's just be real about it, they not fucking with Pookie and Ray Ray. Like, you looking at the cute chicks in the hood. That's what I've noticed about a lot of guys, and myself included at one point, so I got my game up. I was looking at shit that chicks in the hood do,
Right.
and I was looking at it like as women as overall.
Right.
And that's not overall women. That's every woman has a category. Sometimes what we doing, we hollering at hood rats. And not all hood rats hollering.
See, I'm scared of hood rats. I don't fuck with no hood rats.
Some of them actually look nice. Some of them actually look good. But we hollering at hood rats and we wondering like, man, why I'm getting this? And you start looking at yourself. Sometimes it can be you. But if you really learn yourself over the years, sometimes you'll start to sit back and look at the women. Because somebody had to pull me to the side and say that. Like, actually, I got ratchet cousins in my family, right? I got ratchet female cousins. I got kind of some hood male cousins. And one day, they pulled me to the side and said that one of my female cousins even told me. She kind of ratchet. She said, I'm going to be honest with you. She said, you ain't going to get, I don't even want you talking to these women over here. She said, you ain't going to get these kind of women. I asked her, why not?
Right.
I said, I'm fly, I smell good, I'm dressed well. She said, yeah, that's true. That's true about you. Yeah, you're not an ugly person, but they like hood dudes. You're not a hood dude.
Right.
She said, to them, you may come across as lame because you haven't been to jail. You don't have tattoos in your face. You haven't, and she's a hood chick that likes hood dudes. And she's telling me that. She's saying not that you're that way for women, but she said for our kind, we're not necessarily trying to deal with you unless our options really just dry up. You know, it's very few, but most of us like, you know, shit off TV and, you know, niggas around this neighborhood and stuff.
Right.
And she was telling the truth.
Right. Now, real
so
shit.
I
Real
would say,
shit.
I would say to guys, be aware of the area that you're meeting women in. sometimes don't just always make it about that situation. Look at them. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what area am I meeting these chicks in? Because I notice when I go here, it's like this, and then when I go to this area, yeah, I can get rejected, but just like you said, like you
right.
did a video
And on
time,
top of that, you understand something. You understand something. There's times where, like for example, I remember I was doing this. This is back in the day. I used to do a lot of like film projects and stuff. So I was working on this independent film, and there was this bad chick. Like she was a little older, MILF joint, but she was crazy bad or whatever, right? So yeah. I'm talking to her and shit, and I'm trying to make shit happen. And she told me straight up, she was like, "Look, this ain't gonna work out." And I was like, "What's good?" So she basically told me that she's fucking with a dude who's like paying her rent. You feel what I'm saying? And so she's just only fucking with niggas that's gonna pay her way. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, right. So she was like, unless I'm gonna be, coughing up some bread, it ain't gonna work. So I was like, yo, I respected her for that. I said, that's what's up, because I was like, I'm glad that you put me on the game, because it's showing me that, look, she, that's what she's about. So if you ain't on some baller shit, she's not really gonna fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? So that's really all it is. So it's like what I'm trying to do and what she's trying to do don't match up. You feel what I mean? And that's all it is. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like, oh, she's, she's, and this is the thing. People will say, oh, that means that she's out of your league or whatever. No, that's the thing. It's that this ain't gonna work out. Because if that's the case, then everybody's out of everybody's league, because you're gonna find a whole bunch of chicks that you don't fuck with. You're gonna find a whole bunch of chicks you do fuck with. So it's not necessarily about, that, because when they say out of your league, they make it seem as if there's something better about this girl than you are. You feel what I'm saying? And that's not the case. It's just that, like you said with the hood rat thing, it's like, okay, well, we ain't fucking rocking. You understand? And the same thing I'm saying with this chick with the money, we ain't fucking rocking. You feel what I mean? And that's all it is.
Exactly.
So,
And so also, like I was going to say, as far as about like a guy thinking that a woman is out of his league, it's all mental. I'm going to go ahead and say this. If you think she's out of your league, she actually is. You know why she's out of your league? Because you told yourself that. Because
facts.
You didn't even give a chance. You didn't even give her a chance. I could see if she said that out of her mouth. Which she can't say that because the motherfucker don't know you.
Exactly.
You might be millionaire, the smartest dude in the world, or whatever the case may be. She's just having a quick interaction with you, so she can't even honestly give an honest answer on that.
Right.
But for you to tell yourself mentally before you walk up to her, just because she got some makeup, it took her 5, 10, 15 minutes to put together so she can present herself to all of us men in the world. If you're gonna look at her and say she's out of her league, out of your league, just based off that, not because she's accomplished something, not because she's Oprah Winfrey,
right?
Not because she's Beyonce, a chick who really, got some real accomplishments. Oh, she looked good. She's out of my league. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with her. Yeah, she's out of her league because you're a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Like, who told you to look at a chick because she looks good and say that, yo, she's above me?
Right, exactly.
Because she looks good. Because looks don't do nothing but make men want to sleep with women.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing that I was telling the chick last night, and we was actually agreeing on it. She was vibing with me because she realized I was so real and I didn't care about the things that I say. Not to say that I was disrespectful talking to her on the phone, but I kept it real. And something so simple like that is what she said she's not even used to most guys doing. Most guys lying about, they taking the friend zone approach where they trying to play like they friends and play this get to know you thing and later on tell you I want to sleep with you. She said she respected so much I came at her off the rip.
Right.
Told her what it was about. Told her, hey, if we gonna deal with each other, this is what I'm trying to do. Now, you have the option, now that you know who I am, to deal with me or not deal with me. And guess what? You didn't have to wait day 99 to find it out.
Right.
So what I did was I didn't waste your time, and nor did I waste my time. So it's up to you now.
Real shit, bro, man. You dropping some heavy game, bro. I appreciate that, man. I gotta take a few more of these calls because people calling in like crazy.
All right, man. I'm gonna slide off, man.
Yeah, but I appreciate the story, man. That's what's up, man. Because you know what it is. You feel what I'm saying?
All right,
bro. I'm gonna let you.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude had the real shit going on. That's some real shit. I'm telling you, some chicks just ain't for you, man. That's all it is. You understand? All right, what's poppin'? Who's this?
What's good, Locario? It's Wesley from Brooklyn, New York.
What up, bro? What's going on with you, man?
What's good? I just had a quick question tonight. I noticed that about some females. Some females don't like when a guy challenges them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is like when I'm talking to a female, like I like asking them questions, see what they're about. Feel me?
Right.
Like about the whole differentiate yourself. I like doing that. Just me personally, you know. I don't want to just fuck with a chick because she look good type shit. Unless I'm just trying to smash.
Right.
But I like asking a girl a question. But some girls will like literally dub you or just stop talking to you just because you question them. Why is that though?
Right. Well, some chicks, what it is that they're looking for a dude to control. You feel what I'm saying? And so if they see that you're actually asking them questions, that you're challenging them, that you're not the run-of-the-mill dude who's gonna be kissing her ass and doing all the other shit, they don't want to have to deal with that. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, they'll start to like not really try to fuck with you because they know that they can't really get over on you like that. You see what I mean? It's like anything else. Like a person, it's like how a guy, he'll think to himself, just like we talking about, someone's out of your league. A guy might see a really hot girl and feel like she's too hot to get with. So then let's say that girl was looking in his direction, and let's say she was interested in him. She's probably going to be thinking, damn, why didn't that guy come over and talk to me, right? And the reason why that guy didn't come over and talk to her, because he was intimidated by her and what she's about. Same thing with women. When you go and question them and you challenge them, they're intimidated by that. Therefore, they don't really fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? It's the same type of, thought process. You feel what I mean?
Damn, that's crazy because it confuses me at some point. It's like I'm trying to I'm trying to talk to you, but like you dubbing me for questioning you. Like it's weird. Like,
right.
that shit is weird. Like the other day I was on Tinder, and shout out to you for that Tinder plus shit.
Right.
And I was talking to this chick or whatever, and I'm trying to get her to text me or whatever, and I was like, if you're interested, shoot me a text, and I gave her my number. Right. And she talked about why don't you add me on Snapchat first? I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Oh God.
It was good talking to you though. And and then she was like, fine, I'll text you. You notice how some dudes probably be like, okay, I'll take your snap down.
Right.
But I was on some cool shit. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll talk to you later.
Right.
And she was like, fuck it, I'll text you. Like,
right, exactly.
She's probably not used to that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Probably be like.
Because it was good. It was good that you didn't. It was good that you didn't do what she said to follow her on Snapchat. You understand what I'm saying? Right. That's what's up.
So technically, like some girls are basically looking for someone to control them.
Pretty much, they're looking for some dude that they feel like they can take advantage of. If they
manipulate and stuff.
Right. Because if they see that, because the thing is, if you come at her on you sweating her type of shit, then she's like, okay, good, I got this dude who I can sort of string along, who I could do all this other stuff. But as soon as you come up to her on some challenging her stuff, now she's like, oh, this guy I can't manipulate. I can't really do nothing with because he's a little bit too much on top of his game that I can't really fuck with him like that. You understand? So you from that, the fact that you came at her different, she already sees that you're different. So she's like, oh, he's one of these different niggas. I'm not looking for no different nigga. I'm looking for a nigga that I can control, a dude that's gonna pay my rent, a dude that's gonna sweat me, a dude that's gonna call me all the time and be my emotional tampon, all that shit. You see what I'm saying? And then that's you know what I mean? So that's why they'll act like that when you challenge some of them, because some of them ain't ready. You see what I mean?
Right. So basically, some of the time it's not even you as the man. It's sometimes the woman. Most of the time, because they just looking for something that they want. If you're not that tight,
right.
Like, even though you're not doing nothing wrong, just that's not what they're looking for.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing that I wanted guys to understand is too many dudes take the shit personally. They get all upset, mad, and it's like, yo, you gotta understand certain chicks, right? They're looking for certain things. Like for example, even with me, where I'm in an open relationship, right? And I talk to a lot of girls who they'll be feeling me until they realize I'm in an open relationship, and they be like, "Oh, damn, you're in an open relationship." I'm like, "Yeah," and then because they were looking at me as maybe a guy who I would probably end up being with them, but then they're like, "Damn, well, it's too late for that now." You feel what I'm saying? So now they don't want to fuck with me. You see what I mean? So it happens like that. You know what I mean? It's not that she wasn't into me. It was just that in that situation, it wasn't going to happen because I wasn't, what she was trying to do. You see what I mean?
Got Got you. Yeah, I just want to know your perspective on that because I've ran into some females where I had conversations and at the end they're like, "Yo, I like the fact that you pose a challenge. You know, it shows that you're a challenge." And I had females that were just like, "Okay, bye," because like I'm challenging them. And
right.
I'm thinking, did I say something wrong? But I realize there's certain females that's not ready, that's not on that level to.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like they don't. There's some chicks. They're just not. They're not equipped to be able to deal with a dude like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because the thing is, it's like when you have chicks who be on that feminist shit and they're like, oh, I don't want no man telling me this and telling me that, and it's because they're extremely domineering and aggressive that they're not looking for a guy who's an alpha male because they want a guy who's a beta male so that they could sort of boss him around, tell him what to do, do that type of shit. You see what I'm saying? So she's not going to mesh well with an alpha male because it's not going to go down. So the same thing with these chicks is that sometimes you approach them and they look at you like, oh, this dude is on some next level shit. I can't keep up with this guy. You feel what I'm saying? Or I don't want to end up feeling him, and then next he plays me, or he finds out that I'm kind of boring and lame, and then he's gonna not want to call me anymore. So they just nip that shit in the bud.
Oh, so the insecurity start coming out in that sense.
Right, exactly. You feel what I'm saying? And so yeah, man. So that shit
that's crazy.
It be going down like that. I'm telling you.
That's crazy. And one more tip. I need some tips from you from Tinder because I'm hollering at different chicks on Tinder right now. I got like 140 something matches ever since I bought the Tinder.
Oh, that's what's up. Thing. That's what's up. I'm telling you, I get that Tinder plus.
I went from like 30 something to 140 something. That's just crazy. Mm-hmm. But like I'm trying to like get it popping, like trying to link up with these girls, but it's like because I'm older in CI in Coney Island. Mm-hmm. And it's the distance is kind of deep. Like I'm matching with girls like from Manhattan and like all the way like different colleges and shit. So like, what are like one tip from you that I could like get it popping in a sense?
Well, the thing is, you can you got to meet them halfway at least. You feel what I'm saying? So like, if you all the way in Coney Island and let's say they all the way in Manhattan or whatever. You could have her come to like downtown Brooklyn and shit, and then you meet her. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so at least get that first meeting. You feel what I mean? Because even if you don't smash that day or whatever, there's if you meet her and y'all see each other in person, y'all feel each other out. Then you can see, okay, damn, I'm feeling this girl and she's feeling you. So then next time y'all meet, she could come over your house, you go over her house, whatever it is. Right? Or you can figure out, let's say you meet halfway. Let's say she lives in Manhattan, like Lower East Side or some shit, and you're all the way in Coney Island. You say, yo, let's meet downtown Brooklyn, and then since downtown Brooklyn is like closer to where she's at, right? Let's say y'all actually have a good time. You could just take a cab to where she's at. You go back to her crib, and then y'all do what you got to do. But it's just really getting that. Just try to get that meeting as soon as possible, because this always sell dudes for Tinder, like as soon as you can get to meet them as soon as possible. You feel what I'm saying? And
it doesn't even matter if you smash the first time, right?
Yeah, it don't matter, because a lot of times that's the thing with Tinder is sometimes you're gonna end up smashing the first night. You feel what I'm saying? And I actually suggest that you do that the first night if you can, because there's been times, and this is a tip that I don't know if this is for all guys or whatever, but when you go out with these girls, make sure you eat before you go out, man, because I've been on Tinder dates where this didn't happen a lot. This maybe happened 2 or 3 times where I didn't eat, so I was hungry and shit, and then I go back to the chick's place and I'm trying to fuck her, but I can't because I have an empty stomach, so I can't even really get it up. Like I couldn't even I was so hungry that I didn't have enough energy to smash. You see what I'm saying? So I would say, yo, make sure you eat before you go see her, because also too, you want to go from seeing her straight to the crib or whatever straight. You don't want to have to go see her then go eat, and you know what I mean? Like you don't want to have to do all that shit. You see what I mean? So yeah, so definitely and the thing is, there were times where there was other times where I remember I was on another date, I didn't eat, and I was hungry, and I knew the girl wanted me to come back to the spot, and then I didn't go to her spot on purpose because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to smash, because I was like, I'm too fucking hungry. So I was like, if I would have ate, I could have just went. You see what I mean? So I missed out on doing that shit. So yeah, make sure your ass eat, and and also, you know, try to, if you can, smash on that first date. You feel what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you don't smash on that first date, and you know, it seems like she wants to, you might miss that opportunity. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah, man. So that's
all
what
right,
it
thanks
is,
for
bro.
the advice, man. Appreciate it. Keep doing your shit, man.
All right, peace, bro.
No.
All right, people. So what's going on in the chat room? Got Ballhead Gang Jamaican, Felipe Francisco, what's good, bro? Black Man is in the building, Shaddy Ratty 922. Female Pimp need to call up and stop playing. Yo, what's going on?
Yo, is this Locario?
Yep, it's me. What's going on, bro?
Hey, just had a quick question for you today.
All right, wait, where you from? Who's this?
Sacramento, it's Biggie.
All right, cool. What's going on with you?
Hey, so would you be able to help me promote?
You said, will I be able to help you do what? Promote?
World Star?
You said, would I be able to help you promote World Star? Is that what you're saying? Are you trolling right now?
No. I'm a rapper.
You say you want me to help you promote on World Star because you're a rapper? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because you have a lot of followers.
Yo, is it wrong that I like when niggas call up and troll? This shit is hilarious. Is it wrong that this is entertaining to me?
What? I'm not trolling you right now.
So why would you why would you call me to help you promote on World Star?
Because you have a good following, that's why.
All right, man. Okay, I'm gonna let you go, bro. Oh man, these trolls be so entertaining. I just be like, oh my goodness. But anyway, had to get him out of here. Oh shit, it's funny. Yo, what's going on? Who's this? Yo,
what's up, Mr. Locario?
Chilling. What's going on? Who's this?
Chilling, man. This is LG from New York.
All right, you got to turn down your computer or your whatever. I'm hearing the feedback.
Give me 1 second.
All right. Yeah, you guys got to turn that shit down when you call up.
Yeah, this is LG from New York. I just had a quick question for you, man.
All right, cool.
So I'm messing with this chick, and it's actually my coworker's ex. But long story short, we started chilling together, and she told me, I tried to make a move on the other day, and she told me that she only dates and fucks around with guys when she's in a relationship. What would you say to that? Like, what's your comeback to that? Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship right now, but at the same time, I'm trying to get some ass.
So she said she only fucks with dudes who that's it when she's in a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Well,
so that kind of like put me off guard.
Well, the thing is, some chicks, they, you know, it's the thing. Some chicks do that, or they have that sort of like, you know, that's how they roll, or that's how they feel like they roll. So what you can do is, since she says that, you just give her your number, and you tell her, hey, listen, you know, if you change your mind, holla at me. That's it, and you just keep that shit pushing. You feel what I'm saying?
Cool. I have one more thing for you, though.
Right.
I'm supposed to be chilling with her tomorrow. She has a free crib, so she told me to come over. So now I'm getting like mixed signals. So now I'm not sure what the hell to think. I'm not sure if I should go over try to make a move or just leave it alone.
So she said, wait, hold on. So she said you're going to a crib tomorrow?
Yeah.
But why? How did that go? How did that come about? How did she just ask you to come over?
Now what happened was I was sharing with the other day, so I took her out for some drinks. And we got into a sexual conversation, and she was telling me that when she had sex, she liked to be in a relationship with a guy, and she only had 3 relationships. So I saw a couple of your videos, and I know sometimes you said that girls like to sugarcoat shit or bullshit. So they say one thing and they mean the opposite. So that's why I said when that happened, I got pissed because I didn't show my reaction. But what happened was after I left the date, we made out for a little bit, and then when I left, I was like, damn, maybe I'm an asshole or a dick. I'm like, I probably should have made a move. So I hit her up the next day. I said, I'm glad you had a fun time last night. But I said, how about this? Instead of us going for drinks, let me come over to your crib. Let me know what days you have a free crib, and I'll come over. So she said, all right, cool, Tuesday. So I set a date for tomorrow. Now I'm not sure what to do. That's why I'm stumped.
See, this is the thing, man. This is a weird situation because on one end, right, she's talking all that shit. So you don't want to just go over blindly and then try to do shit because then she might be pulling that wishy-washy shit. You feel what I'm saying? And so this is why I'm saying that if you do anything with this chick, it needs to be clear to her that you're not trying to be her man or none of that shit is going down. So you got to basically let her know, like, hey, if I come over or we hang out, this is what's going to happen. So if you're not cool with that, let me know now, or else, and I won't come over. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. If she's not cool with that, just bounce me and let her know.
Right,
when
right.
you're ready to make that happen, let me know.
Right, because you don't want it, because the thing is right now, because, you got to be very, very careful with this because, right now she sounds very, like she's saying one thing and then she seems like she's trying to do another. You see what I'm saying? Or she might try to play dumb.
Too, so
you say that again?
I'm not sure if she's looking for, I know she just got out of a relationship, so I'm not sure if she's looking for like some rebound dick or what.
Right, yeah, and that's what it sounds like. It sounds like she's on a rebound. So you could potentially be able to have sex with her. What I'm saying to you is, let it be clear, extremely clear. This is what you're trying to do. You see what I'm saying? So that there's no confusion. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't want to go over there and then she starts acting like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure we should do this, blah, blah, blah. And if she is like that, then you definitely keep that shit pushing and bounce. But what I'm saying is before you even go to her house, before you even see her again, have a conversation with her and be like, look, I want to see you. I want to come over. But if I come over, this is what I'm expecting to happen. And if you're not cool with doing that, then we need to keep it moving. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, like some of the advice you give, like I know it makes sense, but in my logical mind, I'm saying if I say that, I might lose her. Fuck all that.
Yeah, you might lose her. Right? You might lose her, but also if you deal with her, you feel what I'm saying? You might be in some bullshit. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You see what I'm saying? Because dudes, they hit me up all the time, and dudes is like, oh, what if you dealing with a girl and she accuses you of this and accuses you of that? See, the girl you're dealing with right now could seem like the type of chick who would do that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying she would. I'm saying that she's leaning in that direction. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm saying she's leaning in that direction is because she's telling you, hey, I only want to have sex with guys who I'm in a relationship with. So if you come over and you have sex with her and you're not in a relationship and she feels sort of weird about it later, you understand? You don't want to be in that situation where she feels that way. So what I'm saying is that her whole feeling of having sex with you should be on the basis of her agreeing that you and her are just hooking up. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that it's better for you to lose her than to go over there and just sort of like finagle the shit and try to do the shit, and then you do it, and then now she's feeling all guilty, she's feeling weird, she's all up in her feelings. And even if she doesn't necessarily go that far to where it's like she's accusing you or something, you don't want that energy of her feeling like, oh, I felt used, and like you don't want none of that shit. You want a chick to fully be committed to doing you in the way that you're trying to make it happen. You see what I'm saying? So
I got you, 100%, man.
Right. So that's what you really want to happen, all right?
All right, so I'm gonna hit up tomorrow and I'm gonna let her know what the ground rules are.
Exactly.
If she's not with it, fuck it. I'll keep it moving.
Exactly, bro. I'm gonna holler at you, man.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Peace. Yeah, you guys can't be scared to lose these chicks, man. You cannot be scared to lose these women. Because this is the thing, if a chick really wants to have sex with you, she's gonna have sex with you. You understand? So, don't be scared to let these chicks know. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Yo, what's going on? It's Mr. Locario. This is Will. Long time fan, brother. You do some good work.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. So my question to you is, what is your best like Tinder messaging game? Like, I've seen some of your videos. You probably touched on this before, but just to reiterate, like, what's your best way to pull off of Tinder? Like, do you kind of do the technique where you do the least messages, or maybe make her feel like your attention is definitely worthwhile? So you're not hitting her up all the time or blowing her phone up on Tinder. You just kind of like sending maybe one message a day.
Well, the thing is, the way that I do it is when I match with a chick, I immediately, the first message I send her, because I have like 2 or 3 of the same messages I send to women, so I sort of like, pick and choose what I want to do. But usually the first message is about me and her getting together for a drink. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Hold on, you got something in the background playing? It's like, what is that? You got
oh yeah, I got some YouTube playing.
Yeah, you gotta turn that. You gotta turn that down. You gotta turn that. Yeah, you gotta turn all that down.
All right. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, it's way better. So.
All right. Sorry about that.
Nah, that's cool. So the first message is, let's get together and get a drink. And so I'm expecting her to respond to that. I say, when are you free? Let's get together and get a drink. She says, oh, yeah, I'm free Friday, right? Then I say, cool, yeah, I know that I'm free Friday too. Let's meet up at 8 o'clock here. And then she's like, yeah, that sounds good. I say, here's my number, text me. And then she texts me her number. She's like, hey, this is so-and-so. And then I say, cool, see you Friday. That's it. Like, straight to the point.
So you take it off the app real quick.
Right, yeah, real quick, as soon as possible. Like, I don't wait a whole day. I don't text her one day, then text her again the next day. I don't do all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the thing is, and like I said before, everything has to be moved fast in the beginning. You see what I'm saying? Has to be moved fast. So sometimes there's even times where I'll match with a chick, and let's say it's probably like 4 in the afternoon. I match with a chick. If I'm not doing nothing later and I know I'm free later, I say to her, what are you doing tonight? You feel what I'm saying? And then if you see what I mean, right? And if she's free, I'll be like, let's meet tonight at this spot. And then she's like, cool. And then I meet her that night. You see what I'm saying? So that's.
You don't think that would come off? Because I feel like it's a weird situation where you don't want to act too needy, but then you want to let her know you're down. You know she's down if she's already messaging you. You know.
No. That's the thing. You see, the neediness, right, is only gonna come when the interaction isn't 50-50, meaning I'm hitting her up, she's hitting me back, I'm hitting her up, she's hitting me back. It's a back and forth thing. Like we're doing this dance. Neediness is if I text her and I said, hey, let's get together, get a drink, and then let's say like an hour passed by and she didn't text me, and then I say, hey, what's up? How come you ain't text me? Are you still there? Well, that's neediness. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm responding to her.
I hear you on that.
Completely. Right. Me responding to her quickly isn't needy. It's efficient. You see what I'm saying? Because what you have to understand is.
What if I ask you this one thing? Because I did this technique, and I just, some women will respond to it, but it would be like a 1 in 7 thing. It would be me just sending my number in the first message without saying anything.
Oh, you would just like send? Would you just send your number?
I would just send the number without saying anything.
I mean, it could work, but then also they could think you're a bot. You see what I'm saying? Because that's
I hear you on that.
Because a lot of bots do that. Like, sometimes even on Tinder, you match with a girl, and then she'll just send her number, but it's like, it's an actual, like...
No, that's real. And you can tell which ones are kind of bots after a while. Like,
right.
Okay. Same kind of message that the bot sends.
Right, exactly. So but I would say the best course of action is to, try to get her off the site as quick as possible, and try to set the data up as quick as possible. You see what I mean? Because with Tinder, you gotta understand the shit moves fast. If you're lollygagging and shit, another dude's coming through, swooping through, getting her attention over there and all that other stuff. So you gotta make sure you lock that shit in.
I hear you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
But what about standing out though? What about being that guy that's not really blowing her? She's like, oh, what's up with this guy?
No, but this is what I'm saying. You can't. And this is the part. This is the part that guys don't understand. You can't stand out until she gets a taste of you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I hear you.
once you're on those sites, when you're on any of these online dating sites or whatever, you can't. First of all, you don't stand out because you're on the goddamn site in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? So all that standing out shit is retarded. So the way you actually stand out, if you want to stand out at all, is that you got to move fucking fast. Because this is the thing, you got to understand something. I coach women also, right? So women show me their Tinders and all that other shit, right? So
Okay.
the main complaints that women have when it comes to online shit is they say that guys just talk all the fucking time. They're saying, when is the guy gonna close the deal? When is he gonna ask me out? So they're complaining about guys just sort of chatting back and forth. So this is why I be telling motherfuckers, yo, close the deal as soon as possible. You see what I'm saying?
You just say go ahead, drinks tonight.
Yes,
like,
if you could do it tonight, do it tonight. If you can't do it tonight, try to set the shit up for later that week or whatever it is. But you want to make, like, your whole conversation on those dating apps should be like almost like as quick as like you're ordering fucking pizza. You feel what I'm saying?
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I rock with that.
Right.
I rock with that.
You know what I mean? It's supposed to be just like that.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Because, you know, don't be doing all that extra shit. Because it's just like when you order pizza. When you call the pizza delivery,
the employee doesn't want you to be on the phone all day.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, what's up? What's your order? I want this. I want pepperoni on it. Blah blah blah. My address is here. Boom. That's it.
Yeah.
Same shit with Tinder. Boom. Same shit with Tinder. You match. Cool. What's good? Let's get together. What day you free? You free that day? Cool. Let's meet here. All right. Cool. Here's my number. Boom. That's it. That's all you got to do. You see what I'm saying? See, all of that extra shit you ain't got to do. All right, bro? All right, man.
All right, bro.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Yeah, dudes be on that shit, man. They be wasting too much time on this motherfucker. Be like, yo, I'm trying to create this high value energy on Tinder. Like, nigga, you better just get the shit going. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, better get that shit pushing. Cause dudes be talking about trying to stand out, nigga. You gotta get her in front of you. She gotta feel you out. She gotta see the situation. You understand? All that extra shit. You know, you taking all day to try to holler. I'm gonna be right in her DMs telling her, let's meet tonight. And then by the time you trying to meet up with her, she's like, oh, should I meet with that guy or should I meet with Locario? Locario fucked the shit out of me last week. And, you know, I came like 5 times. So, you see what I'm saying? So, you know. Yo, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
What's popping?
Hey.
Who's this?
Hey, this is Willie Williams from Chicago.
All right, what's going on with you, bro?
Hey, man, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, I go to clubs sometimes,
mm-hmm.
and it's like you see the same people, like kind of like you see some of the same people,
mm-hmm.
and like it might be a chick that you know that I hollered at, and you know we cool and everything, and I see another chick that I hollered at. I mean, how do I handle those situations? And also, like, if you go to a club and say you holler at one,
mm-hmm.
can you holler at another that same night, or should you just hold out, or what?
Nah, well, see, the thing is, if you, let's say you because you're saying you will holler at a girl and then you see that same girl maybe the next week, but she didn't like. She didn't holler at you or she didn't holler back at you. Is that what you're saying?
No, she hollers back or whatever, but you know, you see somebody else you might have saw the week before, and you know, she hollers back too.
So you saying that there's a chick you already hollered at, and then you go to the club and you see her there, but there's other chicks in the building that you want to holler at. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Right. Well, the thing is this. You don't owe that chick nothing, so you could go and holler at the other chicks. You feel what I'm saying? Unless that girl ain't your girlfriend. You understand? So you're free to go and talk to whoever the fuck you want. You understand what I'm saying? So you do what you gonna do. You understand? You don't have to like hide that you're trying to holler at a new girl or feel a certain way because you hollered at the other girl last week or you was hooking up with the girl last week. You understand? Like, if that's not your girl, then you ain't got you don't owe her any type of faithfulness or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you, yeah.
Right.
But you might not want to mess. I mean, say you didn't hit it yet, but you don't want to mess up your thing, though.
Well, see, that's the thing is you're not gonna mess it up. In fact, that'll probably help you hit it because that's showing her that other chicks is digging you. You see what I'm saying? And that'll increase your value in her eyes. She's like, oh shit, this dude got other chicks that's fucking with him, and you see what I'm saying? So a lot of times on the surface, it may seem like the chick would be put off by it, but it's actually making her want you more because now you seem more in demand. And also, you're not trying to sweat her. You're like, hey, look, well, we ain't hit it yet. We ain't making nothing happen, so I'm going to go over here and do what I got to do. And on top of that, she it's actually good for her to know that because you want her to know that you're dealing with other chicks. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, don't get all, and if she confront you or something, like, let's say you see her again later the next week or you holler at her, or she holler at you, whatever, don't try to backtrack. Don't try to act like it. Like, nah, look, I'm digging you, and I'm just out here having fun. So what's good? You understand? And the thing is that the chick will respect the fact that you're being honest and you're just doing your thing. And on top of that, it raises, your value in her eyes, knowing that other chicks is trying to fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? See the thing you don't want to do is you don't want to go to the club and start sweating her. You understand what I'm saying? Because then that's going to make her feel like you're sweating her, and that's going to make it look like you ain't got other shit going on. You see what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I understand that, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Hey, thanks, brother.
Appreciate it, man. All right.
All
right, what's going on? Who we got up in here? Remember, guys, make sure you get How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day, the ebook, hard copy, and audiobook. Make sure you get that. Also get the Bad Boy book, guys. The Bad Boy book is off the hook. Make sure you guys get that. Let me see who this is. Yeah, what's going on?
Yo, what's up? How you?
I'm chilling. Who's this?
This is Jeff J. Raw, man.
What up?
I just started listening to your shit like the other day, man. You straight on point, my brother.
That's what's up. Appreciate it, man. Where you from?
I'm from Camden, New Jersey.
All right. What's going on with you?
Well, like, I've just been taking in the pickup information, man, and you just make everything, like, so simple.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Before, like, with other people, like, it just makes everything, like, so complicated, and it doesn't even have to be like that.
Right.
And then it was messing up my results, too, because I remember before, I was just keeping it simple, and, like, I would get numbers, like, crazy. It'd just be like that. But once I just started doing everything, they make everything so complicated, I feel like it gets a lot of guys in their head. And like, you don't have to do all that shit.
Right. Nah, real shit.
All vibes.
Real shit. Because the thing, well, you got to understand something, too. Like, what it is a lot of the stuff that's being taught is to get you into a state where it becomes second nature to you. So then it comes off smoother. You know what I mean? So, like, a lot of cats that don't really know how to interact with women, you got to sort of break it down, but as they're learning it, it's supposed to become second nature. That's why I be telling cats they got to go out and really talk to women, because a lot of the stuff they're going to learn is through them actually talking to women. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right.
That's how that shit go, man. That's how that shit go.
Right. And, like, just the other day, yesterday, like, you were talking about just, girls just not being on your just same wavelength. I saw one bad joint at the mall. I went up to her, I was just like, I just thought you were cute as shit. We bounced off, but she had something to do. Come find out, she was like an Instagram model. She was like out Miami like in a couple hours.
Oh, word.
So, like, yeah, this should be crazy. But like, just sometimes it's like the rejection part. It's not even, you can't. It's not even all on you. As long as you just putting your energy out there and you just doing your thing, everything gets better over time.
Right, exactly. That's what cats don't understand. You gotta like just do this shit. A lot of this stuff that because this, unfortunately, what happens is a lot of guys just, they stay in front of their computer screen all day. They don't actually go out. They don't actually see what it is in real life. They don't actually get the feel of talking to a girl and a girl being receptive, or they don't really get the feel of knowing how to deal with the rejections and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, they got to really go out there and make it happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Do you think there's a difference between how you should approach a girl between like night game per se and just like regular day game?
It's not. Well, the thing is, it's not necessarily a difference how you're like the actual like approach and the interactions as far as you talking to them and flirting with them or whatever. The difference is that more so at night. At night lends itself to more sexual situations. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus the daytime is more so like, well, we let's exchange numbers and get together later. You feel what I'm saying? Because most of the time during the day, she might be on her way to work, she might be on her way to lunch or whatever. In the night, usually she's probably going to a bar or she's on her way home or whatever. You see what I mean? So the nighttime lends itself more to like you could actually meet a chick and then end up having sex with her that night. You know what I'm saying? Just straight like that. You feel what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So Yeah,
that's all I had to say, man. I just appreciate all your information. Like, it's already been changing me and just got me into like a better state of mind. I just been.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate the call, bro.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
All right. Cool.
All right, peace.
Later. All right, people. Calling number 646-481-3901. Man. All right, what time is it? I'm gonna stay on for a little bit longer, and then I gotta finish the new Bad Boy membership program. The new Bad Boy membership program is gonna be off the fucking hook, man. I just recorded most of it today, and it's basically about how to get chicks in groups, how to holler at that girl in a group. You feel what I'm saying? When you're in the bar, you see the chick you want to holler at, but she's with like 4 of her girlfriends. I'm teaching you how to get at her. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's poppin'? Who's this?
Yo, this is Terry King.
All right, what's poppin'? Where you from?
Well, I'm actually both in Atlanta and Brooklyn, but right now I'm in Brooklyn. I go back and forth.
All right, cool. What's going on with you?
Yeah, so women out of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, first of all, I wanted to throw this out because I see you do this a lot on Facebook. You be destroying those feminists. And I love it, man. I love it, man. Because this shit gets crazier and crazier. I don't know where you get the material that you find online, but these feminists are, Jesus Christ, crazy.
Yeah,
they ain't got that much feminists in Georgia, but I like how you be killing them.
That's funny.
But here's the thing. In the whole... say that again?
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So in the whole PUA community, and I know you don't kind of like really associate with them. A lot of these guys, they try to get women, and they say out of the league. But I feel like a lot of things that kill them is like how they present themselves, because I think like fashion and style matters, and I think like when they initially approach, the girls is like, man, I don't want to fuck you, because sometimes it's their vibe. Like I want you to let me know what you think about that. But I think like how you dress, how your haircut looks, how you're accessorizing, like the fitting in your clothes, how that look matters. And I think it takes a little bit of time to people work on their fashion. Right. But I think that plays a part initially.
Yeah, definitely. That plays a major part, because I always tell guys, guys just think it's just about like, the looks as far as how their face looks, how they were born or whatever, but it's more about the overall appearance. I be telling cats like, yo, if you know how to dress well and put yourself together well, that's going to draw a lot of attention to you. You know what I'm saying? With women, there's times where, like, when I'm dressed real, nicely, sometimes I'll just go out and, I'll just be in some regular shit. But when I actually put shit together and I'm like dressed real nice and shit, chicks be checking me out, looking at me and shit. And I'm just like more than usual. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is really more so the appearance, because the appearance is showing that you actually care about how you put yourself together. So then it dictates to the woman that, oh, this guy must actually care about how he puts his whole life together. Like, he cares about what he's about. He cares about all this other shit. So, and also too, I always tell guys that the women judge themselves based off of the guys that approach them. So if you're well dressed and put together and you approach her, she feels like she's, she feels good about being approached by you. She's more receptive to you. You understand? This is why chicks get offended, or they feel, when you see chicks act sort of nasty and rude to certain guys who approach them. It's because when a dusty type of dude approaches a woman, she's insulted, like, because she thinks, damn, this is the type of guys that can attract. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing, that's how it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy, but yeah.
And I'm still on the whole thing of being out of the league, whatever. Like, what I try to do, well, not what I try to do, what I had a discussion with a group of other gamers is, some people say when you game, you should understand where the woman's coming from, because if there's a hot chick that got like a Melissa Ford body and she sees so and so, I think not only you gotta look the part, you gotta be the part. And a lot of gamers, they don't believe that. But I say, if you want somebody who's a 9 or a 10, because if the girl who played Precious was to try to get into clubs, she'll have a different experience if Amber Rose,
right,
try to get into the club. But the thing, if you want an Amber Rose, whatever level she at, you gotta be at that level, and it's not necessarily money, but you gotta be like impressive somehow. I want to know, what's your take on that, or you need me to elaborate? If you don't.
No, I understand what you're saying. Well, generally, what you're saying is correct as far as, if there's a hot chick, right? And this is why I be telling dudes that they gotta be the best version of themselves. They gotta be on top of their game heavy. They have to really, study the game and practice the game, because like another caller earlier was saying, there'll be that chick in the club that's really hot and all the guys is hollering at her. So how does he stand out? How does he actually get her? And how does he make, the things go down? So a lot of times it's really for you to be able to have that high level of confidence to want to approach her, and then to also to be able to interact with her in a way where she's going to where you can get her attention to a certain extent. You see what I mean? But see, the problem is that a lot of guys they have the energy of, oh damn, I don't know what to say to her. I hope she likes me. I hope I, don't mess this up or whatever. And then so the thing is, if they have that energy, a lot of times that's the thing that fucks up the situation, versus if they just go over and interact with her and also be, interact with her from the sense of being that dude who's on point, being the dude who knows how to talk to girls, being the dude who knows how to make it happen. Now, on the flip side though, right, and this is where we talk about with the whole like league thing, and a woman being out of your league and all this other stuff, is that, and I talked about this before on another one of my videos, is that you never really know what a woman is into. You understand? And so what guys don't realize is that they assume a woman is into a certain thing based off of how she looks. So they'll see an Amber Rose, and then just in their mind, in the guy's mind, he's probably thinking, oh, she's going to want like a tall basketball player looking guy. She's going to want a baller. She's going to want this type of guy, that type of guy. But you don't know what she's going to want because you don't know her. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of times when you approach girls who are bad as shit and you actually talk to them, and you get to actually know them and sort of feel out, you know, their thought process and what they think about shit and how they're acting. And then you start to sit back and you start to be like, damn, like this chick is insecure as hell. You feel what I'm saying? Or damn, this chick is cool as hell. Or damn, this chick feels this way. Or damn, she does this or that. But you would have never known unless you talked to her. So there's a lot of times where I talk to chicks who are crazy hot or whatever, and then I find out they're insecure as hell. Or I talk to chicks who are crazy hot and I find out they're boring as hell. Or I talk to chicks who's crazy hot and I find out that the type of guys they like are the type of guys you wouldn't even think they would like. You know what I mean? So that's another end of the spectrum.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to piggyback on that. I feel like the more experience you have out there in the field, and to really fill out 9s and 10s, you're going to need a lot of experience, because they'll shut you down quickly depending what you are. But I felt like the more experience I had in the field, the more I could tell if this hot chick was insecure or that hot chick is into something totally different. Right. So it's like I could almost feel the vibe. You know, like with me, a lot of Indian chicks are not feeling me, but I could kind of feel like if this Indian chick is cool with somebody who's edgy, this one wants a traditional dude. And usually the Indian chicks that's into black guys tend to be like Caribbean or something. But it's like, yeah, you could. There's somebody. I feel like if you have enough experience, you can kind of feel those out and like adjust your game accordingly. Right. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. That's the thing is. The thing is, you just got to get into a rhythm of having a conversation with the chick. I think that's the part. See, this is the thing. It's funny because certain guys mess up the interaction before it even starts. Meaning, they approach a girl and the girl sort of ignores them, or the girl, you know, doesn't want to talk to them, right? Now, you're going to have those type of chicks just, you know, there's certain chicks that's just going to do that. There's nothing you can do about it. You feel what I'm saying? Then you have the girls who you go up to and you talk to, and they're actually receptive. And I think those are most of the chicks. Like, the chicks who are just going to just dismiss you and not talk to you, not look at you, those are actually a small percentage of women. Most girls, if you actually go up and talk to them and you know how to have a conversation, they will talk to you. You feel what I'm saying? They'll have a conversation with you. Now, whether or not they get with you, whether or not you're able to like pull them, whether or not, you know, that's a whole different story. But most of these girls will at least talk to you. You see what I mean? So now that you actually are in a conversation where you're talking to them, this is why I say that dudes got to really be on point with their shit, because if you're on point, you know, you got your appearance is on point, your verbal game's on point, you know how to flirt with her, you know how to do this and do that. A lot of times what happens is that even if initially she wasn't interested, she can warm up to you based off of the interaction. And then you could end up pulling her and getting her. You see what I mean? But it's just those guys need to get into the mode of talking to them. A lot of guys just sit on the sidelines and they see the girl is hot and they're like, yo, she's so hot, she's out of my league, I'm not going to talk to her at all. And they just never talk to her. And then that could be a girl they could have got with, but they just never talked to her. You see what I mean? So they, right, you know.
Yeah. I want to add also to that. Do you think that when starting out practicing game, until you get the experience, like you really, I've been hearing that you really never really gain understanding until like you go from 0 to 100, meaning you go from meet to fuck. And the more times you go from meet to fuck, the real understanding, because the real testing of your knowledge is there. And maybe you let me know what you think about this. When you're initially starting practicing game, you shouldn't initially start approaching 9s and 10s, because rejection could psychologically affect you. And those amber roses that you're trying to get, if they're at that level, they'll reject you quick, and it could psychologically get to your head. So initially, they should like dealt with situations that's a little bit easier at first. Or what you think?
See, well, it's interesting. I actually would subscribe to more of the opposite of that. You feel what I'm saying? Where I would say you should actually go. You should actually go for those 9s or 10s, because what you're doing, because this is what you're doing it the other way. What you're telling yourself is that the 9s and the 10s are important. You see what I'm saying? So by you saying, oh well, let me get this other girl who's I think is sort of average because she might be easier. What you're saying is that you're trying to build up to this special thing, and that within itself is the thing that makes it hard for you to get the chick. So now, because the thing is, you could talk to an average girl and she could still reject you too. So then what does that mean now? You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be like, oh damn, this.
Yeah, but you don't think like your batting average would be different amongst like 5, 6, 7s, maybe 8s?
No, but that's the thing, is because again, 5, 6, 7s, 8s, or 9s, and but this is what I'm saying. 9s and 10s again are still subjective. You see what I'm saying? 9s and 10s are only 9s and 10s in relation to you. You see what I mean? Whoever you think is a 9, I might think is a 4. You feel what I'm saying? Or who I think is a 10, you might think is a 6. You see what I mean? So which one is the actual 9 and which one's the actual 10? Which one's the actual, you see what I mean? Which one's the actual 4? Which one's the actual 6? So what I'm saying is that it's not necessarily...
Well, I'm not just basing it on looks. Mm-hmm. Because it'd be all around. Because, like I said, if you took away the fame of Rihanna and you put her in New York and, who's an ugly chick? Wanda Sykes. Let's say Wanda Sykes wasn't gay. And she's out there trying to, like, move about. Rihanna would naturally develop a different circle, and she'll have different circumstances, and that would create her standards.
Well, what makes her, hold on, wait.
And that would create different standards for her.
But that's what I'm saying. What makes this is what I'm saying. What makes the circumstances, though? How do we know what the circumstances are? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but part of her looks like if she wanted to get with certain dudes, she could get the DJ that has the access to the parties. She could get dudes that have bigger pockets just off her looks alone. Like if Wanda Sykes tried to do that, she would have to do a whole lot more, and she might never do that. So her standards will not be of what her social circle and what she's gravitating towards her would not be.
But see that's the thing. But see, that's the thing. What you gotta understand is, let's say Rihanna and Wanda Sykes, right? You gotta understand is their standards stem not just from their social circle now, or I should say their social circle now sometimes or their standards come from years of what they went through. So we would have to go back to when she was born. Where was she born? What type of family she was from? How was she raised? Is she from a certain religion? What are her thoughts on this? What are her morals? All of those things come into play, and this is what I'm trying to say is that none of us know this is what I'm saying. So when you see that hot girl, you don't know nothing about her. This is why I be telling dudes like, yo, you don't know shit about the chick. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I'm saying that you could go up to a chick, talk to her, and then you could find out a bunch of things that you didn't even realize, because what it is that, again, you see the hot girl and guys are projecting their own thoughts on what she might be about or who she is, but we don't know. And this is why I'm saying that this is why a dude could go up to her, and if his game is tight and he knows how to communicate with chicks, right, overall he'll be able to get her, because there's nothing special about the 9 and the 10. This is why I was saying that I wouldn't suggest a guy to go for what he think is a 3 or 4 first, and then work his way up to the 9s and 10s, because all he's doing in his own mind, he's tricking himself into thinking that there's something special about certain girls. And then, the thing is,
I definitely see what you're talking about, because I think like about 4 months ago, I met a girl who I was like, damn, she is hot. But I still made the move, because I was like, if it doesn't work, all right, she's practiced.
Right.
Kind of sharpen up my skills or whatever. but you know, things started to flow, and you know, we went on a date.
Right.
And one of the things about her, she just came to New York. So she's just now starting to develop a social circle.
Right.
So, you know, so I'm trying to give her this welcome to New York dick and see how that works out.
Right.
And I realize as I gain more and more, you could kind of see things quicker. Like, I might approach a girl in the daytime, and in about a second or less, I could tell if I should go direct or indirect. And that's through experience. And then I can also tell more things. I'm like, my thing when like talking to girls in the daytime is something called cold reading. So I can be like, you know, I get a feeling that you do something along this caretaking or giving off knowledge. And they be like, how did you know that?
Right.
And it's just from picking up. I'm not psychic, but it's just from like picking up a lot of women.
Right.
Like I could just feel it off quickly. So I'd be like, oh, this girl is hot, but I could tell within these 2 seconds that she has a low self-esteem or she's fucking dumb as shit.
Right. Right.
Right. She looks like she's 30, but she's so immature. She's probably 19.
Right. Right.
And at the same time, when I step into that circle and I'm talking to her, and I'm like in my head, she is hot, but I know that she is gonna have these certain criteria, and I'm getting that from experience, and you know. I swear to God, the more times I game, the more I believe you can judge a book by its cover.
I mean, well, it all sometimes.
Like, huh?
No, I said sometimes you can.
Yeah, sometimes you can. But, you know, you got to make that judgment to, like, you know, not waste your time. Because the more you do it, you could be like, all right, this girl's flaky. This girl's not really interested. But also it's like, all right, this girl is really the 9. I'm talking to her. I feel that she is that 9. She knows it. And it's like, my game has to be on a whole nother level. And then it's like, I'm thinking to myself, I need to be honest now of where my game is at right now.
Well, see, the thing is too.
And it's like,
though.
Go ahead.
You know, the problem with that sometimes too is that a lot of it is a psychological thing, and dudes be psyching themselves out. You feel what I'm saying? With a lot of that stuff, because just like you said, you when you go out, and I was talking about this earlier in the show, I was saying that when you go out a lot, you're gonna get a lot of the same responses from a number of different girls. You get used to sort of like. Sort of the reaction certain girls will do. But the thing is, at the end of the day, what makes the game great and interesting is that each of these women are still individuals. So therefore, what happens is that since that's the case, this is why when you can get into that conversation with them, right? That's when you can say, okay, I see that she's like this, so I can probably go in this direction if I want, or I can go in that direction, or I can do this or do that. But that's based off of sort of getting in her head. You understand what I'm saying? So there's different levels of it too, because like, let's say if you're on the street and you know you're approaching a chick, sometimes you might want to come at a chick differently if you see a chick that you assume is the type of chick that gets hollered at by a lot of dudes. You feel what I'm saying? And then once you're having a conversation with her, you can sort of figure out, okay, I see that she's this way, or she acts that way, or she seems like she's this way or whatever. And then you start to still interact with her in a certain way. But the thing is that to not psych yourself out before you even make anything happen. Because a lot of times when dudes is like, oh, she's a 9, she's a 10, she's this, she's that, you're telling yourself that, and then you start acting a certain way. You see what I'm saying? That's the mind fuck, because you see this chick as a 10, you start acting like, you start approaching her as a 10. And that's the thing that fucks you up, is when you approach chicks as this thing, because then you're now like, oh, you know, this and this and that. This is what I was telling Carla earlier, is that and just in general, it's good just to approach chicks different in general. You understand what I'm saying? Because it could be a girl who most, you know, if I could say, oh, this girl's a 9, you could say this girl's a 4, but it's the same exact girl. So if we approach her differently, it doesn't matter what she is on the scale. We're still approaching her differently because we're different than every other guy, and we want to also display that through the interactions we have, in which is the thing that makes the girl want to actually even deal with you in the first place, because she's like, oh, this guy's different than all the other guys that's trying to come at me. Because all the other guys that's trying to come at me are treating me like that quote-unquote 10. You see what I'm saying? But this guy, what's up with him? Why is he treating me differently? Why is he being different? Why is he so different? I'm curious as to why he's so different. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You know? So, you know.
All right. So, for example, I am in Crown Heights. And I see this actually happened.
Right.
And I see this girl, and she looks amazingly hot. And what she's wearing is on point. It seems like everything she's wearing is like fresh new clothing.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's designer, but the shit is fresh and new. You know, hair looks new. So, and I wasn't sure, but it seemed like her ass looked fake. So I approached her, but I did this completely indirect approach. I initially, you know, I came from her back. Like I was walking in her direction, and then I crossed the street, and then, well, either way, I came from her back, and I acted like, you know, I needed direction, but I put this little French accent, like really seeing like I needed some help.
Well, you changed your accent to you started speaking like you had a French accent.
It was complete bullshit, but it worked because initially it got her attention, and then I was like, yo, can you help me find this? It's hard for me to do an accent anymore. Can you help me find this? And then I showed her on my I was showing her my phone. I was like, yo, where's a restaurant in this area that'd be really good for me and you to go out on a first date? And then she started cracking up and everything. And then I started talking to her, and then I started talking to her about makeup because I know a little shit about makeup.
Wait, so were you doing all this in a French accent?
No, I killed it.
Okay.
Because after I said the first date thing, I just killed it.
Okay.
She was like, oh, okay. And then, you know, went into the little cold reading, whatever.
Right.
But then it was like, I got her to stop. I got her to initially talk. Now, I didn't really know how to engage.
Right.
Because, yeah, we talked, but it didn't go anywhere further. I found out that during the conversation, I forgot what's this club in Miami that everybody's going to. Something Diamonds. I don't know if you ever heard about it.
Nah.
All right, so she's in this very, very popular club in Florida that allows celebrities go to, strip club. She is a stripper. And then I try to make the conversation go, and it was a fluff talk, but I didn't know how to hold it. I'm asking you, in that situation, how you would have carried, in general, that conversation.
Well, see, the thing is, you doing too damn much, man. Like, first of all, you're doing accents and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I did it, and I killed it like in 30 seconds.
No, I know, but I'm just saying the fact that you did that. You feel what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm trying to get at. This is what I'm trying to get at, and this is what I want dudes to really understand. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
And this is what you got to understand, is that you have to look at the game and everything you're doing as one thing, as a whole, as a one entire piece. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're approaching a chick, you know, doing accents and shit because you think you need to do that in order to get her attention, right? What you're telling yourself subconsciously is that you have to be fake in order to get this chick. or you got to do something extra to get this girl. You can't just be yourself to get the chick. You can't just be, you know, doing your regular shit. You understand?
You didn't feel like that was just being a different approach?
Say that again?
You didn't feel like that was just creating a different approach?
No, because what you're doing is that you're already letting this girl know that you're putting her on a pedestal, because now you're you see what I'm saying? Like, you're trying too hard now. You see what I mean? So that's the thing. And then so if you would just stop her, talk to her, and say, yo, miss, what's good? What are you doing this weekend or whatever? And let's get together. Here's my number. Keep that shit pushing. You feel what I'm saying? Because this is the problem with, like, especially with like a lot of PUAs and all this other stuff. They're doing too much extra shit for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're doing extra stuff for nothing. Like, because the thing is, when you approach a girl and you stop a girl and you talk to a girl, right? She knows why you're doing it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she knows that you're trying to talk to her. You feel what I'm saying? She knows that you are.
So you don't think there should be some building of comfort or commonality or anything should happen in the middle of the conversation?
See, you only have to do that
before getting that number.
No, because you only have to do that with a girl who's not really feeling you. You see what I'm saying? I said this before. Building comfort and building attraction and all that shit only needs to happen when a girl is iffy about you. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that if you talk to a chick and you stop her and you say, hey, what's up? Here's my card. Here's my number. Give me a call. Let's get together this weekend. Yada, yada, yada. You understand? Or you get her number, whatever it is. If you are, you know, if she's feeling you, you understand what I'm saying? She's going to make something happen. If she's sort of like in the middle, that's the type of girls where you got to call her again, try to build all the comfort, do all the other extra shit. And usually those girls are, you know, it's like half and half. Half the time you're going to make it, and half the time it ain't going to go nowhere. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, a lot of times, it's like this. I'll give it to you simple and plain like this. If you approach 10 women, right, and you just let them know what it is, you probably get 2 of them, right? Versus talking to 1 or 2 girls, trying to do a whole bunch of extra shit, and there's no guarantee you're going to get any of them. You see what I'm saying? So you're wasting a lot of time with that 1 or 2 girls when you could have talked to 10 girls in that time and got the 2 just by keeping the shit simple. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. You feel what I mean? But yo, listen, I got like a million fucking people calling in. They're like, yo, you taking bad long. So I'm gonna have to let you go, but I appreciate the questions, bro. I appreciate the questions, man. All right? All right, bro. We'll talk to you. All right. Yeah, man, you guys got to keep this shit simple, bro. Y'all be doing like too much shit. Too much shit, man. You don't got to do all that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all be doing too much shit. You said if you're a clown for women, they'll see you as nothing but entertainment. Exactly. Yeah, what's going on?
Yo, Locario, what's good, my brother?
What's poppin'? Who's this?
Casey from Cali. How you been, bro?
I'm chilling. What's going on with you?
All right, so check it out. Let me get to the point. I know you like that because I ain't gonna be long-winded.
All right.
Here's the problem that I have. Okay, remember on your, like, because I look at all your videos where you say a girl ain't feeling you, a girl really likes you, and then there's a girl in the middle.
Right.
So the one in the middle, like, what would be the number one key? Because this is where I fell at hard. What would be the number one key to do to like get her on your team? And this is where I always fail. So I just want to know, do you fall back? I don't know what to do.
Well, with that chick, you know, you more so. This is the thing. With that chick, you gotta try to get her to see you as soon as possible. You understand? Because
okay.
Right. So what it is like you meet the chick and you get her information, and you know she's not like head over heels for you or whatever, but she, you know, she thinks you might be, you know, she's like, oh, he's attractive, I'll give him my number, whatever. So What you want to do is you want to hit her up probably that next day and be like, yo, what's up? When you free? Let's, get together and get a drink or whatever. And then so she's like, okay, yeah, I'm free Friday, and then I'll make it happen Friday. So on that Friday when you see her, that's when you got to go in. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing is that when you go in, the way that you sort of know if this chick is sort of in the middle, because the thing is you gotta notice if what type of chick she is, because if she's a chick who's really, really feeling you, everything's gonna be smooth, she's gonna be all over you, whatever you do is gonna be awesome, everything's gonna be great. Now if she's in the middle, she's gonna seem a little bit more reserved, she's gonna seem like, it's just gonna seem like back and forth, right? So then you can sort of tell a lot of times during the interaction, you say, okay, yeah, she's one of those chicks who's sort of in the middle, you know what I mean? And then so,
and I'm not disagreeing, because I'm in California, you my OG all the time, bro. I'm not disagreeing. But to me, you even said cleanliness, like disturbs them, and no girl likes that. So that's the part where I don't get.
What you say when I say being clean?
Cleanliness, just always hitting them up and all that.
No, I didn't say always hit them up. I said when you first see this is the confusing part that guys get confused. When you first get a chick's number, right? Or let's say you match with a chick on Tinder or whatever, right? This is before the first date or the first time you hooked up. When you first get a girl's number, let's use for example, you meet a girl, you at the club, it's Saturday night, whatever, you got this girl's number, right?
Right.
You hit her up Sunday. Yo, it's gonna meet you. When are you free so we can get together? She's gonna be like, oh, I'm free Wednesday, right? Then you go out with her on Wednesday, right? On Wednesday, that's while you're on the date, that's when you're testing her out to see how into you she is, right? That's gonna tell you what it is.
Okay.
Now, what the thing is that now that you see, okay, let's say you see that she's sort of in the middle, right? What you do is, you wait a week and then you hit her up again. You see what I'm saying? Because you waiting that week, that's you falling back, and that's you creating that uncertainty. So the little bit of feeling she had for you, she's gonna be like, wait a second, like why haven't I heard from this guy in a while? Like, a few days past I haven't heard from him. Does he like me, or does he want to see me again? And that intrigue creates her actually wanting to see you more, which creates her to be going from the middle girl to the girl who's really feeling you. You see what I'm saying? So that's right. So what I'm saying is a girl who's really, really into you, and this is what I was telling the last caller.
Oh, there's a big difference. Right. That I know. I just can't get out the middle, though.
Right. Because the girl who's really feeling you, you ain't got to do all that shit. The girl who is in the middle, you ain't
got to do much at all, actually.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's not that you calling her all the time. It's that you when you first fuck with her, you want to get her on the first date or the first hookup as quickly as possible. Then after that, then you sort of, hit her up periodically every week, and then you make the shit happen. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, can I ask you one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, okay, check this out. And I know you can relate, I'm sort of embarrassed asking, but when you in a slump, and naturally, I'm just keeping it real, naturally, I'm sure even you've been through this, you're going to be naturally clingy to anything who like you, and then guess what? You fuck it up. Because you ain't got nothing popping. How do I get out of that? That's what's going on, to keep it real.
Well, the thing is two things. One,
you feel me, or you don't?
No, I understand what you're saying. But this is the thing. This is what you do. The one thing you can do, and this is what you should always be doing anyway, is you have to actually have a life. You got to actually have a lot of shit going on that you're doing, that you're passionate about. You see what I mean? Because the thing is,
don't got nothing to do with women.
Right. It don't have to have nothing to do with it. It's just something that you doing that's part of your journey, whatever the fuck you doing. Even if it's like, you got other friends that you do stuff with, whatever. So that's one thing.
Yeah, I got friends with and stuff I do that it got nothing to do with involved with women, and I have a lot of friends.
Right. So so you focus more on that at the same time you're talking to other girls. Like you focus on that same time talking to other girls. But another thing you can do, and this is why I tell guys, it has to be continuous rotation, is that this is what most dudes do. They get with a girl that they like, and then they stop talking to other women. You feel what I'm saying?
That's what I'm with you there.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do that. That's what I'm trying to say. You gotta
get the work.
Right. You gotta continuously, like, you meet a chick, you like her, you still talk to another girl, and you talk to another girl, and you meet another girl you connecting with. So now you got 2 girls, and then you're like, oh well, I got 2 girls. I should just chill. No, you talk to it. You should at least have 3 to 4 girls at all times. You feel what I'm saying?
Straight up and down.
Right. You see what I mean? So when that one falls off, you replace it with another one. You see what I'm saying? So you have that rotation. Now, there are going to be times where just out the blue, all 4 of the girls that you're messing with might periodically fall off around the same time. To where you're, or 3 of them, so you only have 1 or whatever, like where it just happens that way. Now, when that happens, you just, you see what I'm saying? Now, when that happens, you just talk to more chicks, and also you focus on your other stuff. You see what I mean?
So basically, you're saying don't stop the work. The work
it's supposed to be continuous. Yeah, there's no days off. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week type shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like
it is, but you, as great as you are, you my OG. I'm in Cali, but getting out of a slump is the hardest thing ever. I'm just keeping it 100 with you.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's what
once you in it, it's hard. It's very hard to get out, man.
Right, but also you gotta understand it. Like I did a video about this a while ago. I was talking about the game goes in cycles. So there's gonna be some cycles where shit isn't going as smoothly as it was before, but it's gonna come back up. But again, it comes back up by you still continuously doing your shit. Because if you fall back too much, then it's going to be a cycle to where like for example, if you keep it going, you'll have the cycle where you have like the 4 or 5 girls you rotate in. Those 4 or 5 might fall off a little bit. Then you're going to have 4 or 5 more in the next month. But if when they fall off, if you continuously just see it as this, if you just look at the slump and you start to fall back too much, then it's going to be harder for you to get it back up. You understand? So you're going to end up being with one girl, and then she's going to fall off, and you're going to probably get one other girl later on, and she's going to fall off, and it's not going to get back to where it needs to be.
That's because you're not happening. Yeah,
right? Because you're not putting in. Exactly. You got to put in the same energy, though. You got to put in that same work.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
That makes a lot of sense.
Right. So you got it. It's almost like this. Like it's like when you see, like you ever see like a rapper and shit where when they first came out, they was like hot, on point, the music was crazy, they was doing it, and then as time goes on, they sort of fall off, or they don't make as much music.
Yeah, all the time.
Right, and that's because
they're not on their grind like that.
Right, because they're not hungry anymore. You feel what I'm saying? They don't have the same hunger, the same energy. So of course it's not going to be the same thing. So if you want the shit to keep being at that level, you got to have that same energy. You see what I'm saying?
But you're saying it happens to the best of us, even you, though, right?
Yeah, of course. It's always going to be times when there's going to be slumps. There's going to be times when there's going to be dry spells. So, you feel what I'm saying?
But wait, does the mouthpiece not matter at that point? Like, what? I don't get how it would get to that for somebody like as good as you is what I'm saying.
Well, the thing is this. What you got to understand is this: is that it's always, and it gets. I'm gonna get deeper into this, and as to why it happened.
Deep. Let's do it, homie. Right. I'm in Cali. I'll fuck with you hard.
Right. So the thing is this, is that when it's like business, right? I'll give you a business analogy.
Okay.
So at certain times of the year, right? Okay. You might have a business who they're gonna get the most customers at a certain time of the year. So let's say you have a clothes shop that sells fucking winter clothes, whatever. So around winter, their shit's gonna spike up because it's getting cold and people want those jackets. You feel what I'm saying? Like they sell leather jackets and all this other stuff. So they're open all year, but in the winter, the joints spike up. They get like mad sales, and then by the time summertime hits, it's not as much people coming in the store. Like there's still people coming in the store, but not as much. Not as much. But what happens is that as the winter comes again, then the shit moves up again. So the same thing happens in
Is the game like that?
Yeah, so the game is the same way because what you got to understand is this.
I didn't know. I'm just asking. Yeah.
So what you got to understand is this. Just like the sun, just like the earth moves around the sun and it's a cycle and you have night and day or whatever.
Right.
The energy that you put out when you're dealing with girls and the energy they're bringing back to you is the same type of way. So what you got to understand is that the women you're dealing with, right, in your life is still a part of the same life that has the same cycles as everything else. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
wow.
You see what I mean? So therefore, whenever you're doing shit, is always going to be that thing where, oh, it's going to be this way, it's going to happen now, and then it's going to go down. Just like when you see a graph. You know when you see a graph where they show sales where it goes up and down, up and down?
Right, exactly.
It's the same thing with the game. 1 minute,
but that doesn't matter how good you are.
No, it doesn't. But this is what I'm saying. You know why? You know why it doesn't? This is what I'm trying to, and this is very, very important. No matter how good you are, it's just like this. It's like almost saying, oh, can I get good enough to where no women will ever reject me? No, that's impossible. It's not going to happen.
Oh, no, it is.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
I do know.
Right. So it doesn't matter how good you are. Women are there's going to be some women who reject you. So no matter how good you are, what you're doing while you're still grinding and out in the game, you're always going to meet women who don't want to get with you. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But then on the flip side, you're always going to meet women who do want to get with you. Now, based off of what's going on in the situations or what's happening. Let's say for example, right, you have 100 women, right, and let's say 20 women out of those 100 like you, right? 20 out of those 100 women like you. Now let's say every.
I think that's good game, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So yeah. So exactly. Like 20 women out of these 100
sounds
women
crazy,
like
but
you.
I think it's good game.
Right. So let's say out of those 20 women, right? I mean, out of those 100 women, 20 like you. Now, let's say, the 20 women who like you are only one of those girls out of the 20 is at this party you're at tonight or whatever. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you're only going to get that one girl, right? Now, let's say you go to another party next week. So next week there's 50 women in the spot, but out of those 50 women, none of those 50 women are in the 20 women that like you. So you're not going to get any of those women because none of those women like you. Then you go to another party next week, right? Then there's like 10 girls in that party, and those 10 girls in that party, only 2 of them are out of the 20 that like you. So then you get those 2. And then you go to another party, and then you see what I'm saying? So you got all these 100 girls, 80 of them are not going to like you. So sometimes you may run into those 80 for a while, and then it might take you a while to get to that 20. You see what I'm saying? Based off of how you're moving and how they're moving. You see what I mean? So it's all about, but the thing is, what I'm saying is that there's always going to be that up and down because those 20 women are going to be circulating randomly. So you never know if you're going to see those 20 today, tomorrow, next week, whatever. But the thing is, if you're on top of your grind, you'll get to those 20. If you're not on the grind, you'll probably miss the 20 that you could have got because you were just falling back and not doing nothing. Because you're like, oh, I'm in a slump. I'm not getting these girls because you ran into like the 20 or 30 who didn't feel you, and then you gave up. You see what I'm saying?
Now that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
But does not being advanced like someone, and I'm not even trying to put it out there like that. But it doesn't mean anything if you're advanced like someone like you or like Ron Wills, or, you know what I mean? Like,
no, that's the thing.
That's
the thing. If you're advanced, right? What you have to understand is that you're going to get the 20 girls. You see what I'm saying? When I say the 20, I don't mean that the 20 women are just there to open their legs and fuck you just because you're there. No, you still have to work to get the 20. But those are the 20 who will actually be receptive to you. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing with the game is that when you're good, you're just better than the average dude. See, for example, the average dude out of 100 girls might get 2. But if you're good, you'll get 20. You see what I'm saying? But either way, both of y'all are never going to get 80. You feel what I'm saying? It's not going to happen.
No, I don't think so.
It's not going to happen.
Don't. That's a unicorn.
You see what I'm saying?
So.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not going to happen. And the reason why it's not going to happen is because there's so many variables that's going to make it that it's not going to happen, which is why you have to understand that it's a numbers game. The thing is that the numbers game works out better in your favor when your game is on point. You see what I'm saying? Because a guy whose game is on point is going to get 20 girls. The guy whose game is weak is going to get 2 chicks. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the difference.
To that extent, I would say, and I'm going to speak from my homeboy. This ain't me, this my homeboy. Check this out. Can I tell you his plan? Is it cool?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, if you're going to tell me.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you his plan. This ain't me. It's my homeboy. He's efficient. He's not on your level like a master, but he's good. Like, so what he'll do is he'll meet a chick, get a number, do the Starbucks thing, coffee, some ice cream, something cheap. And then what he'll do is he'll just invite them after that. If they link up and they vibe right, he'll invite them inside, and then he crushes. So that's his thing. But you know what the thing that makes him, he knows what he's going to do, and I think that's where the confidence from him comes from. At least he knows, and a lot of guys get stuck. They don't know what to do after they meet. And I think he does, right or wrong, he know what he's going to do next. You feel me? Like, so that's his deal.
Right. And and then you know, if it's working, he's gonna just keep doing it that way, and then he's gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of times, dudes, they that's why I keep, you know, I was saying this whole episode is dudes got to actually go out out there to see what they could do, and so that they can say, okay, I notice every time I do this usually happens, so I can replicate this thing. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I would say your fans that thinks it's about looks is obviously not going out because, brother, I done been to the movies. Go to the movies. You'll see so many odd couples that.
Real shit.
Or anyway, I'm just saying, like, it's not. I think what they doing is they watching TV and they looking at the standard of what's good looking needs to be with good, and that's not the world.
Right.
It's not. You got to get out.
Real shit, man.
You feel me? You got to get out. And I want to tell a quick story, and I ain't into the long phone call stuff, but I want to tell a quick story about you, and then I'm going to be out. Okay. So I want to say this to Mr. Locario, people watching, and in doubt of him. Yo, I was on this login thing where it's a blog called UTA, and Locario was on there spitting his game, and I would always message him. I'm talking to your fans. I would always message him. Yo, he would always message me back, like always. So and sometimes I would email him. So I want to tell y'all, for him that think it's a gimmick and his membership, bro, he's been putting in work for years, and he's not. He is passionate. He wasn't getting paid when I was getting messages from him.
Right, yeah, I remember that. I haven't been on that site in a minute, too.
Real advice. Right. No, I know it sounds like I'm begging. I'm just telling the truth, though. Like, you feel me? So he would give me real advice on my situations. I think I asked him 4 or 5 times, and he'd always keep it real about it. And in the end, he'd be right. So y'all fans that's in doubt and think it's a gimmick, it ain't like that. He's passionate. He love what he do, and he keep it real with you. I'm in California. I'm like all the way across from him.
Right.
But I'm a fan, and I'm a Bad Boy membership out of love, and you know what's crazy? I'll be doubting you sometimes, and then you always come out right. That's the crazy thing.
Hey, it is what it is, man. That's how you gotta do. That's how you gotta do, man. You gotta,
down, man. So
you gotta always question everything,
my main problem is building rapport with girls in the middle. That's where I'm always stuck at. So
right.
I'm gonna do what you say. Just meet them. You're saying meet them?
Yeah, meet them.
Meet them. That's important.
Meet them as soon as possible. When you first get the information, meet them as soon as possible, because that's at the height of when they're feeling the situation. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, that's the height. Okay.
Yeah,
and then just like turn up when you meet them.
Right, exactly.
Okay, I got you.
Exactly.
I got you. All right,
bro.
But stay with. You're saying stay with girls who in the middle and the girls that's really feeling you.
Right.
The ones who not, which you should know, I would think. Just bounce them off.
Yeah, just kick them to. Don't even. Usually those girls are not even gonna acknowledge you anyway, so it ain't really gonna. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you don't think there's a thin line between the girls I'm talking about and the ones who want attention? I think that's where you could get stuck at easy.
What you talking about? You said is a thin line between who?
Okay, the girls who you're talking about in the middle, kind of feeling you, and the girls who want attention. Can't you get stuck somewhere like
Right. Well, that's the thing. The thing is that you can tell that she wants attention based off of your actions when you're dealing with her. So if I'm on a date with a chick and I'm getting touchy-feely with her, and she's acting like she don't want to do it, or she's being standoffish on the date, you understand what I'm saying? That usually is an indicator that she's just on some attention shit. Because if she was like in the middle, or like really, sort of like feeling me a little bit, there will be at least a little bit of flirting, a little bit of playfulness. But if she's on some other shit, what it is that she's trying to get as much attention without having to do anything. That's what you got to understand about attention whores. The way that you find out if a woman is an attention whore,
I hate those, but I don't know how to
is
speak
that
about
you
it.
is that you gotta freaking basically do things with them in a or try to get things going in a sexual nature, meaning flirting, meaning, you know, try to, like, you know, do the back and forth stuff with her, so that.
But I'm sure you met a lot of them. How do you know when it stops at attention, or will they not meet you? Like, how far does the bullshit go with them?
Yeah, it's all, and that's what I'm saying. It's all about reciprocation. If she's not reciprocating, she's an attention whore. Period. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Right, because that's all they got to do is reciprocate. If they're not reciprocating, they on some attention whore shit. That's all it is. You feel me?
Oh, wow.
But yo, man, yeah, I'm gonna holler at you later, bro. I appreciate the call, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate you answering, brother. I'm gonna holler at you later. Thank you so much.
All right, peace, man.
All right, later.
All right. But yeah, there be a lot of attention whores up in this piece out here, man. You guys gotta watch out for that. Female pimp, are you ever gonna call in? I don't think she is. The female pimp is playing games. Black Cherbian. Hold on 1 second. You said, if looks don't matter, then how does a girl feel you? Because you said if a girl is feeling you, you don't have to do nothing. If it's not based on game, what is it based on? See, this is the thing, and I talked about this before, is that when we talk about looks, right? You can say looks matter, and you can say looks don't matter, and you're going to be right both times. So a girl can feel you even if she's not physically attracted to you. So that means that I can go up to a girl, she can think I'm not cute, I can have a conversation with her, and she can feel me through my conversation, because women are auditory. They are turned on by what they hear, and that makes them feel a certain way. You see what I'm saying? But also, you can say looks matter because I can go up to a girl, she can think I'm cute, and because I'm cute, she's paying attention to me, and then that gives me an in to actually talk to her. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you guys gotta understand. See, when you guys be getting the whole thing, like, you know, mixed up and shit. You feel what I mean? But we get a caller number 646-481-3901. I'm gonna take like 2 more calls, and then I gotta head up out of here. You feel me? Yeah. Alright, let me see what this is. Yeah, what's going on? Who's this?
What's going on? This is Jason from Ohio.
What up, bro? What's going on with you, man?
Nothing much. Yeah, 2 questions. First question, want to know what you were doing in situations. Like, say you stand in line, right? And then while you stand in line, a woman that you're attracted to is walking past you. Do you get out the line and try hollering at her, or you, like, get done with whatever you're doing and try to wait in the parking lot for her?
So if you're online and you see a chick and you want to holler at her, and she's bad, you want to holler at her?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It's like, if she's a chick that's really, like, you really want to get at her, you understand? And if you have time to do that, you feel what I mean? Then whatever, go and do it. You know, you feel what I'm saying?
But would you get out the line, or would you try to wait until she comes out the store?
So you saying that you saying she's in the store and she's walking out the store and you're online, or are you saying that, like, where's the girl in the situation?
Nah, you're in line, but while you're in line, a girl walks into the store and walks past you.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Nah, just stay in the line. I thought you meant she was leaving the store and you're not gonna, like, see her and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Nah, if you you know, you stay in the line, do what you gotta do, and then after that you can go and holler at her. You know what I'm saying? I thought you were saying, like, she's gonna be gone, and because if she's leaving, you know, you probably won't see her again. So if she was leaving, then yeah, you could go out the line if you want to. But yeah, if she's in there and you know, you could just get your shit, and then once she's done whatever she's doing, just holler at her in the parking lot. Yeah, you could do that like that.
Okay. And my second question was a couple of nights ago, I went to strip club and I got a couple numbers, but like, I'm not sure what the numbers is for though. Like, I got lap dances from them. I paid for those. I don't know if they think I'm gonna pay for them or not. Trying to think, like, you think I'm gonna pay them, or do you think it's like actual dating situation.
So you got numbers from the strippers that was in the strip club? I mean, most likely they're gonna try to hit you up for some tricking. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Most likely, but you know, you could still see what it is and let them know, hey, listen, it ain't gonna be no tricking. You could tell them that and be like, look, I ain't gonna be tricking on you chicks. So if you wanna chill, we could chill. But if you ain't, if not, then you keep it moving. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm thinking it probably was gonna be a tricking stuff. Cause I already paid for the lap dances, but
right.
Yeah,
right.
I'll find out for sure. You know.
Right. So yeah, you gotta let them know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right, man. Thanks.
All right, bro. I'll let you. All right. Yeah, you got it. And them strippers gonna be. They're gonna be asking them. You know. They're gonna do something strange for a piece of change, man. Guys gotta, you gotta know what's really going on. Man. So remember, guys, man. How to Have Sex 2 Women a Day. Get your copy. I got a few of these left. I got to order some more. You know what I'm saying? So when you get this, I will sign it and send it to you. All right? What's popping? Who's this?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Locario? This is Darren Stevens out of St. Louis, Missouri.
What up, bro? What's going on with you?
Nothing, driving my truck at work truck. Hey, man, I was on question, man. I was at Target, right? You know, Target got like pretty women and shit.
Right.
And like it was this white lady or whatever I was talking to. So, you know, I seen she had like some nice shoes or whatever. So I said, hey, I like your shoes or whatever. And I started like talking to her. She was laughing and all that stuff. And right when I get ready to like depart to get her number or whatever like that, she like kind of paused for a minute. And it was like a 15-second pause. Then she said, no, thank you, I'm good. I'm like, I'm trying to find out like what the hell was like about it, and what I do wrong or whatever. You know.
So wait, so you said that you was trying to say something to her, and then she was just like, nah, I'm good, and that was it.
Well, I was rapping with her, you know, running game on it. You know, she was laughing and stuff, and you know, I would just, you know, introduce myself to her like I normally would, and ask her what was she getting in the store, stuff like that. And I like to take her out sometime for like and that's what, you know, like I would tell her like I like to take you out sometime so we can get like drinks or whatever. And then I'm like, you know you're supposed to give a girl your number or whatever like that, but I did ask for her number, and then she like paused for a minute, and then she say, well, she didn't tell me she had a boyfriend or anything like that. She say, no, that's okay, I'm good, and stuff like that.
Right.
But I said, well, it was nice talking to you, though.
Yeah,
so I was trying to find out what was going on.
Yeah, she probably had a man. She most likely had a dude. That's why she paused, because she was trying to think, should she fucking cheat on her man or not, or take your number. You know what I'm saying? Or give you the number. She got a dude, or she got some shit going on. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I kind of did see a ring on her finger, but it was like, it wasn't like a big rock or whatever like that. But I kind of figured that. But most likely they'll tell you from the jump that they married and stuff like that. They'll smile and they say they married though. But I guess she was kind of feeling me though. But it's like she was thinking like maybe should I talk to him or I don't know.
Right, and that's the thing. You gotta understand. Never underestimate the power of your attention to these women, because even though she most likely has a man, she still likes the attention. See, women get validation through attention. So just by her getting the attention, that just made her day. Like, you probably basically just made her day. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, so, but the thing is, she got what she wanted, but she wasn't going to probably go far with it. That's why she was like, no, you know, I'm okay, I'm not going to go do that. You feel what I mean? Because she probably got some right. She fucking with. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and another thing is too, I use Facebook as a tool. I like to meet people in person, but sometimes, you know, if I meet driving a truck a lot, I drive local with it. I go to the next day and come back home or whatever, and I kind of holler at women on Facebook or whatever. I like the game that I learned from you. Like if I were to meet somebody on the street, I apply to on Facebook sometimes. It'll get them going, but they be like, do I know you? I'm like, damn. I'm like, so I get to the line, like, do I know you? I said, no. I said, I'm a stranger, but I don't want to be a stranger anymore. I would like to take you out for drinks or whatever like that. And I kind of get into into details with them, I would say like, what? Let's just say that if I would have met you out on the street, you know, would you tell me if do you know me then? And then how else you gonna be able to get to know a person if you just if a person asks you out, you got to be able to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So so what's up with that? When they be like, do I know you? And all that stuff. And
so when you
some women, I have success on it. It be like, yeah, you know, sounds good or whatever.
So you're saying,
but mainly,
so you're saying that you go up and approach these girls and try to holler, and then they say some shit like, "Oh, do I know you?" That type of shit.
Yeah.
Well, again, those are the girls who are not really feeling you like that. They're uncooperative. See, you gotta understand, like, there's levels to this shit, right? The thing is, you know, there's gonna be girls who, off the bat, are feeling you based off of your vibe, how you look, all those things. They're gonna be like, oh, I like his energy. I like this situation right here, right? Now, what you have to understand is that if she is feeling you, right, then all you need to do is maintain that. If she's not feeling you, a lot of it is gonna, you know, be known from the jump based off of how she's coming at you. So if you go up to a girl and you're like, hey, what's up, blah, 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 and she's like, oh, do I know you? What's this? What's that? You know, she acting all funny. That's because she's not really feeling you like that. You see what I'm saying? If she was really feeling you, she'd be cooperative because she would want to make things work out. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, by her saying that, and I was talking about this with the other guy that called, by her saying that type of stuff, doesn't necessarily mean she's all the way not feeling you, because she could just be sort of in the middle where she's just giving you a little bit of shit. Because and basically it depends on her tone too, because I would have to hear her tone of how she's saying it. If she's saying it in a sort of tone with like sort of like an attitude, then that could be like taken as she's not feeling you. If she says it in a tone where it's sort of playful, it could be like she's just giving you shit, but because she's sort of in the middle. You feel what I'm saying? So you know, so it all depends. But generally, if a chick is really feeling you, she's not gonna give you that type of like energy anyway. She's just gonna sort of, you know, fall into everything and sort of, you know, comply and make shit happen. You see what I mean? So don't worry about that. All you need to do is understand you just got to talk to a lot more different chicks, and you're going to run into women who are a little bit more cooperative generally. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, that's all it is, man. That's
and another one too, I had a date today earlier, you know, because I done heard, I know C.D. Dean Wills, he always say, you know, hey, don't ever do dinner dates, which is, I'm telling you, that is so true, because I went to the park today, and I'm in Missouri, so it's kind of, well, New York cold too. Well, I'm, you know, in the Midwest, so it's cold here, so I took her to the park, you know, I had bread or whatever, trying to feed the ducks. I'm like, damn, the ducks ain't even here. I said, damn, what am I going to do now? So I kept walking with her and all that stuff, talking to her. Like, the stuff that I learned from you, speaking, you know, the game, when I kind of, like, basically, like, talk about it, when I have my opinion on certain stuff like that, man, that conversation goes so long and so deep. I never run out of stuff to say. I never. And, like, she get turned on by it, but then again, when it comes to, like, the certain guys that she talking to, and then she was saying that she would talk to this guy with her, but they not together because of the I kind of, like, didn't want to keep bringing that person up, though. But she was saying how they broke up because the college situation, stuff like that. And I feel like I kind of fucked up when I kept mentioning it, though, about that, and now she would kind of feel kind of weird, though. And I was holding her hand or whatever, and she, like, kind of, like, took her hand off my hand or whatever like that. I said, so I kind of, like, backed down a little bit. And stuff, so I know you're not supposed to really, it should be about me and you, because I did kind of like cut that shit short. I said, you know what, let's just talk about me and you. Instead of we talking about your ex or whatever like that, you know. So I basically like, it's the reason why y'all not together. It's just lost anyway, so.
Right, well the thing is too, you don't want to, and that's the thing, you don't want to, you know, like, talk too much about that type of shit, because you don't want to take a lot of time diving into that thought process of getting her thinking about her ex. You see what I mean? Because it could bring up feelings, and then that feeling can make her, you know, act a certain way. You see what I mean? So it's nothing to, you know, if that topic does come up, it's nothing to say like maybe one thing and then change the topic, but you want to make sure you change the topic quick so you don't get down that road, you know, of talking about that type of shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
and another thing too about them business cards, man. Like, I've been in situations, man, like, oh man, I could have like slid up a business card and gave it to a girl. You know, I know that if you give a chick your information instead of getting hers, most likely you're gonna stand out more than you're gonna stand out from all the other guys because everybody is always running up under her and bending over backwards and basically like what's that one we're looking for? They basically begging, and run up on a female when you ask for their number and stuff like that. I noticed when you basically give a girl your number, at least she'll know if she gonna be feeling you, And you was right. You gotta talk to a whole lot of women, a whole bunch. If you talk to a whole lot of women, you give your number to her like you said, like those 100 women or whatever. You will get like at least 20 women that's gonna hit you up.
Right.
I do feel like you're right, but the men we gotta take time to be able to do it though, no matter where you at. Because if like I drive a truck or whatever, I might go out of town, even though I come back and I stop at these truck stops. I'm still gonna be hollering at women, even though I got a bed in my truck, though. Even though I'm home every day, but you never know. But yeah, you still got to be able to holler at these women, and that way you can kind of learn and see where you messed up at, and you can like kind of fix it.
Right? Yeah, real talk. That's the thing. You gotta see. See the thing is, dudes, man. Yeah, the hardest part for most of you guys out there, man, is the work you got to put in. That's all it is, most of it, because the work you got to put in is going to get you to the place you want to go. Because even with like, let's say you put in a lot of work and you're not getting results. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you're not getting results, you say, okay, well, I know that I actually know the type of results I'm getting now based off this work I put in. So let me see what I got to switch up and what I got to do differently. But you're not going to know what to switch up and do differently if you don't put in the work first to see where you're at. You see what I'm saying? So dudes got to really put in that work, and then that's when they're gonna get like, to see the real progress and the real success. You feel what I'm saying? Or even see like where they need to work on. You feel what I mean? But yo, listen, I'm about to head up out of here, so I'm gonna let you later. I appreciate the call, bro.
Oh yeah, I got your notifications when you come on live, man.
Definitely.
I was kind of nervous to call, but I'm calling now, so I'm getting all my covers on to be able to call.
Oh yeah, call whenever, man. Yeah, definitely.
So definitely, man. Yeah, definitely. Call you up the next time you have a show or whatever.
All right, bro. I'm gonna holler at you, man.
All right, man.
All right, peace.
All right. Peace.
All right, people. Shit, it is. Woo, man. We got like 100 people up in here. It's 1:30 in the morning. All right, so listen, guys, make sure, again, How to Have Sex 200 Day ebook, hard copy, audiobook, get your copies. Also get the Bad Boy book. Guys, make sure that you sign up for the Patreon so you can hear all of the exclusive Bad Boy episode shows, okay? The shows are getting even better. It's longer. You understand? We're making them longer. It's, a lot more information, a lot more game on that shit. You feel me? And I appreciate all of you guys, chilling with me tonight. Let me shout out the people in the room. Shaddy Ratty, Moving in Silence, Ballhead Gang, DJ King Magneto, Nike Zoom Fight was popping, Mike Segura, Blue Joe, Stickman, who else? Frankie O, Female Pimp, Sticky E, Stickman, who else we got up in here? King Arts 70, O'Dammy's in the place. Lexus 119. Y'all can see I'm fucking tired. My voice is getting all crazy. JJ Redwood. Sweet Potato Pie's in the building. Who else is up in here? Yeah, I think I shouted out to most of you. Black Cherbian. Javon 4M. And, shout out to everybody else if I didn't get a chance to shout you out. I appreciate you guys. I'm about to do some more work before I go to sleep. But I'll holler at you guys on Friday. Friday, we're going to do this again. Live joint. I will talk to you guys soon. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.